Let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safely Liquid Beer Review podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
It's the 6 o'clock check-in, come on, let's go. It's the AM nasty big hello.
It's Matt Static, AM radio.
It's the cool bed red hot Nielson show. Let's go. Everybody tuning in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macromala intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in, he's your dealer for life. Let's crack a 6 o'clock and lager with some sirloin bites. Nom, 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 nom. Ba, 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 ba. Daddy likes.
Good morning, Edmonton. What is going on? Dusty and Lieutenant Eric with you today. Happy draft day. It's a draft day. It is the draft of movie props. And it's happening from 9 to 11.
Latif, where are you?
And I spent 2 hours last night coming up. Now, so we're drafting 80. I've got 115 on my list. Turns out that once you dive into it, and there's so many, like I think of another movie and be like, oh yeah, there's that. Oh yeah, there's that. You know, our lists could be more different for this draft. And there'll be a lot of similarities too. Our list could be a lot different for this draft than maybe any other draft that we've ever done.
It's tripping me out because I got like pages and pages and pages of material here, but so do you, and so does everybody else. So how much does it kind of blend and mesh? Hey, and
I'll say if Tommy rolls in today and tries to draft off online lists,
he's screwed.
He's screwed.
He's totally screwed. Which will be hella viewing. I mean, for
if
the
you're
neutral
not
out
if
there,
you're not prepped on this, like I've got 2 pages, I want to draft them all. Like.
I know we had our staff meeting yesterday we'll get to, but we were here yesterday afternoon. I said, Tommy, in passing, I said, hey, any luck on the MacGuffin category?
Yeah.
He goes, what's a MacGuffin?
Oh, God.
So
I got...
I was about 12 hours out.
Let me take a look at my MacGuffin category. A MacGuffin is something that they're searching for.
Lots of
movie.
Richness in that category.
Yeah. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got like 6 or 7 deep that I like in that category.
9.
What? You're better at MacGuffins than I am.
Only just.
Oh, my goodness. Vehicle category was easy. You know what happened with the vehicle category? I only got 4 because they're all bangers. I was just like, whatever, I need one of these.
Yeah.
But the vehicle category was interesting. I could have gone even deeper on it because the Word doc that I opened to do this was actually my draft list from our draft of vehicles.
Oh, well.
I was just like, perfect. Here's 50 of them. So I narrowed that down a little bit.
That's
so
why you
nice.
keep the records, right?
Yeah.
You go, we'll go to the draft from this. And
I have I have my prep for every single draft we've ever done.
Yeah.
So that was an easy one to slide into.
You're almost leaving messages for future self, hey, in the time travel realm.
Just a note, this pick didn't do well. Skip it. All right, so we've got, what do we have to discuss today? Tomorrow is the Nasty Bash. Major announcement coming tomorrow for Edmonton Sports Talk. Got pretty good vibes about it yesterday, to be honest with you.
We made contact with Fergie's prostate. He got back into town yesterday, I do believe, with his princess there. Today, he said, is the work day.
Okay,
so he's going out and get everything.
Yeah, because I said we need to have some birdie booze there. And Fergie says he's on it.
Oh,
which is good.
He found it disrespectful that we're asking the question.
Birdie Booze, Strathcona Spirits. Let's go. Available at all your Sobeys and Safeway liquor. If you want to get on, apparently there's going to be a appearance from Smash Smash.
That's what we're hearing.
At the Nasty Bash as well. So that should be a lot of fun. I don't even know if there's still room to get in, but we'd love to have you join us. So email Matt at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. That's Matt at EdmontonSportsTalk.com if you'd like to join us for a historic night for Edmonton Sports Talk tomorrow night at the St. Albert Rugby Club. It's gonna be a good time. Good time. If you're watching over on YouTube today, we are almost to that 9.55 mark on the subs. So let's go. Let's hammer that subscribe button for us today. Give us a thumbs up as well. We got a major topic that we'll get into, obviously, that broke during the show yesterday. You've had a day to sleep on it. So your reaction today? Obviously, yesterday everybody was fired up, including us around here. Stan Bowman. Do others decide to be the team that make that hire? We'll dive into was it worth it a little bit as far as his track record goes. Don't we all remember the Hawks always being in cap hell and always finding a way to weasel out of it? But I felt like they were always like, well, like I read an article yesterday from, I can't remember who it was, somebody in Chicago, basically describing how Bowman took them from dynasty to disaster. And I was just like, ugh. Now, the Oilers are still working their way into the dynasty part. So maybe that's a good thing. But I do have the team that he inherited when he took over as general manager, and it's a strong list. Like, he got these guys just as they were breaking in. His trade record was good ones, bad ones, nothing brilliant. In the ultimate plot twist, as we discovered yesterday, his contract to Seth Jones.
This may be the great undoing here.
This is the big one. Technically, Stan Bowman is to blame for the Darnell Nurse contract because he signed Seth Jones to the big deal.
Screw the market.
Set the market for the summer that Darnell Nurse signed. So whatever. I mean, we'll get into all of that.
It's reminiscent of the Manning episode too. Like he does something right back here, and he's an Oiler.
780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 if you would like to chime in this morning. You have had time to sleep on the news that the Oilers hired Stan Bowman. Have you woke up in any different sort of fashion today than you were yesterday when the news first broke? His availability yesterday, which happened after our show. I talked about it a lot, obviously, on a 2-hour oil stream yesterday. But Rick, what did you think of the availability from the Oilers yesterday?
As you and I were wrapping up the Nielson show yesterday, I think we were saying fascinating a lot.
Yeah.
At the appointment.
Yeah, because we wanted
to
to
which we
see
didn't know
what
yet.
Yeah.
They started the presser here, to which we were watching and observing, and the word exciting was bandied around quite often early on, to which I didn't really gauge a lot of excitement down at that room. I kind of, just at first blush, just taking the vibe of it all, seemed kind of forced and walked out there. I think you did a good job in talking to yourself as well during yesterday's kind of post-process. No, but and I mentioned to you a text from Dave T, I think it was yesterday as well.
The Dave T one.
Kind of surmised it really well.
There were some very, look, I thought yesterday from a listener perspective, in the inbox and over in the nasty chat yesterday, things were hopping, obviously.
Yeah.
I thought there were a lot of really good, well thought out comments on both sides of the discussion.
We sussed it out.
And I still come back around to why you had to do this.
You have you can take a nice paved road, or you can take this gravelly. I just don't know why at this time you would choose to do this. Now, Jeff Jackson, obviously speaking yesterday in their prior relationship, I mean, it's not there, but yeah, second chances. There's speaking out of both sides of the mouth when it comes to this episode here.
True.
Second chances are fine. I'm all for it. He seems pretty contrite.
Yeah.
Just listening to the guy speak. However, and again, you can go over that analogy that Dave T provided to you, and I don't have kids, so it's a little different for me, but why the second chance here? Why now? Why not go to usually second chances? I mean, we see with players too, you go to the franchise that's bottom of the bin. You mentioned yesterday you just take tickets. Yeah. You don't get propelled and thrust into a role now that's the most coveted job in the league with this team on the precipice of achieving greatness. So now he's going to be here, and you've had a 2 or 3 year vacation.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, look, I don't say this lightly or anything, but that's kind of what it was. You take a break from the game. That's what he was doing. He was obviously working with Sheldon Kennedy and stuff, but in turning this around, but I think you have to go back in the mine and work your way up. You don't just get that second chance served on a silver platter. I don't care who you know or who your friends are. It just shouldn't be that way. It's a rough look for people. And again, you can be for second chances, but I think this second chance came off as a little rich to me, anyways.
Yeah, it is. I mean, this kind of goes back to what we were talking about yesterday in the culture of professional sports, and it was a different situation because Bowman ended up being a bit of an enabler, as did everybody else in that Hawks organization who passed it up the chain.
He didn't engage in any.
This guy will look after it. This guy will look after it. But remember in the NFL with the Deshaun Watson thing, people are like, nobody will ever touch Deshaun Watson again. Look what he's going through. And then he got like the biggest contract in the history of the National Football League.
But where?
In Cleveland.
And during that time, right, Cleveland was still a bit of it always kind of has been that franchise in a sense.
But it's just like this happens all the time in professional sports where you're like, oh, I'm not sure that guy's gonna work again. I'm not sure this guy. And then Bowman went from a Hawks team that, let's be honest, with the way that thing went, he should have been fired somewhere along the way anyway. He went from a Hawks position that was at the bottom of the hill to being banned from the National Hockey League by the National Hockey League. And then when he got rehired, it happened up here.
Yeah.
So I hope, and I thought he said a lot of very good things yesterday. I thought the Oilers handled it from a PR perspective relatively well.
It doesn't make the Mount Rushmore, I do believe, of Oilers pressures that we've seen in the past, right?
Considering the topic, it was not as much of a debacle as some of the other things that we've seen.
The message seemed a little uniformed between the two.
I think Shipton and Cartmel and the guys over there knew what they were doing in rolling this out and the timing of it. And I thought on the Oilers side of things, well executed from a media relations standpoint. Having Sheldon Kennedy there from his for-profit organization.
Thank you.
He was there, spoke with the media after as well. So they tried to check off as many boxes as they could to make you, the fans, feel fine with this. Some of you do, many of you don't. And we're here for the conversation the morning after. So 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, or hit us up in the nasty chat as well.
Before I get going, and maybe you did see an opinion like this, if you are for the hiring, which is fine. Again, it's sports talk. You talk about this. But I've yet to see like a detailed, this is why I think, and just from a hockey point of view, like I've yet to see that. I've seen people celebrating the hire because it's pissing other people off.
Yeah.
I've seen that. But have you seen an opinion, like a detailed, this is why I think Stan Bowman is the right hire hockey-wise? I haven't seen one. Have you?
Well, I think it's because this track record in Chicago wasn't...
Right,
well,
so I'm just saying...
It wasn't like, oh my God, look at all the brilliant moves this guy
So
made.
if you're for him, I understand. You can be for him. I'm not saying you can't, but what's the reason why? I'd like to hear it.
I think the other reason...
outside of him knowing Jeff Jackson and having...
I don't think anybody cares right now if he's going to be a good GM because all the hard GM work is done.
So you could have not even done this, and that goes back to your point yesterday.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. Now, but what did I say yesterday, too? He gets into his office, and what's waiting for him? A gift basket and that Draisaitl signed contract.
Somebody was tweeting last night that Stoff on his show yesterday said that there could be a Draisaitl contract coming down the pipe here in the near future, and you're just like... Hopefully, we're not all stupid enough to think that Stan Bowman made that deal.
Well,
I mean, Jeff Jackson is working that deal done. Stan Bowman, from a general manager's perspective, one job is to acquire a D-man at the deadline next year. That's it.
You're on the clock. Yeah.
That's your one thing. Outside of that, everything's already taken care of for you. I thought Gager laid it out nicely. Stan Bowman being hired as general manager right now is the equivalency of in like a game full of like adult football players. You put in the 5-year-old and you hand them the ball and everybody sort of allows them to run in for the touchdown.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what it is.
It's a figurehead and it's an ugly head.
Yeah.
Again, you could have
Well,
put a plant there, and it's all good.
And
nobody cares.
this is a Jeff Jackson call. We had a bunch of people being like, "Do you think Daryl Cates had to do this?" Gazzola yesterday, when he got here, said that he had been told that the Oilers were like, Jeff Jackson will give you like the one. You get your guy, whoever your guy is.
Yeah.
And Stan Bowman is Jeff Jackson's guy. Take that for what it's worth. But that's where we're at coming out of yesterday. So curious for your thoughts. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. I will tease this, but crazy to have this happen the day before Scalding Hot Takes.
We've always talked about legal issues
Just so you
happening
know, boys,
the day Matt Cremella.
I'm coming for the mitt.
Look, I'll see that and raise you with some Calgary Arena takes, eh? Why not? Eh? It's going to
I
get
have
spicy.
0 Calgary Arena takes.
Hot takes on the day of a draft, eh?
Oh man,
We are living.
Today's an all-timer.
We are living.
The day before a major announcement and the day before the Nasty Bash.
Busy
What
couple
a
of days.
weekend.
Yeah.
And who said late July in Edmonton was boring? We got Demarcus Christmas on the show today.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
I got to ask him if he ever gets sick and tired of Christmas name jokes. That's the only thing we want to ask him today. Let's lay out the show for you today.
What's your favorite day of the 12?
We will we'll get to your reaction over there. If you're watching on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up. Trev, do you have Changing 100 ready? Let's give it to me. Let's see it. Give it to us. Give it to us.
500. Changing 100.
Changing 100. Let's get there. Let's get there immediately. Hammer the thumbs up if you're listening on YouTube. Hey, Trev, as asking the fans, had time to sleep on it. Does it change your opinion at all? You had time to sleep on it in a well air-conditioned room last night. Mind you don't really need the air conditioner right now. It's kind of chilly out today. Gross,
Really, but I still.
Oh, you had it cranked. Yeah,
Have it cranked.
It's nice. You know, it's nice to be in a real cold room and just have a nice warm blanket on you. That's real nice.
It was.
Any thoughts? 18 hours after the decision.
Any new thoughts?
Yeah, probably
I
not.
guess no. Like I'm still pretty
Yeah.
not happy. I guess, but
You didn't hear anything, though, that maybe tilted your head either way? I mean, that kind of
no, like
got you
because
off the...
I did a video yesterday as well, and just looking at his track record and all that. Nothing from a GM standpoint. Like that's what I started to just put all the what he did, the controversy, I guess, on the back burner, but. Just looking at it from a general manager perspective, like there's nothing he's done that I've been like, wow, that was good.
Yeah.
Like that was really, really good. And for even the people defending him, I'm like, oh no, like you got to give him a second chance. I haven't seen one person be like, he's a great GM. This is why. Like
That's what I'm saying. There's
and like I haven't seen that either, Eric. So, still pretty, I guess. Yeah, I'm just, I don't know. I'm still kind of just taking it all in. It's going to be crazy to see game one, even captain skates, just what the players are going to have to say and just.
Well, they're going to have to talk about it.
It's
So
a
you
thing
put
now.
your players
It's a
in that
thing now.
spot.
Yeah,
100%.
But you mentioned the defense of the trade deadline. This text flies in here. Bowman has to get his team cap compliant by the start of the season. Given his track record, he'll probably trade Ceci for Jones and retain half on Ceci. I mean, I know you're trade deadline. You got to get.
Look, man,
he's on the job now.
I think the reason that you haven't seen the article of like these are all the great moves he made is because he didn't make a ton of great moves with the Chicago Blackhawks.
No.
Like there were some I'll get to it just after 6:30. I'm going to lay out the show for you. We'll talk about
He
a few
didn't
other
necessarily get rinsed or anything like that. But
I mean, he traded.
I guess there was a few maybe.
There was a few that were tough spots that he was put in.
Yeah.
But I don't think he did good work with it.
No.
But yeah, I've got the team that he was basically gifted here when he took over, and it's a pretty strong group. It's a pretty strong group that he already had to work with. So we'll get into that a little bit along the way. 780-218-9999 780-218-9999. The Hawk over on YouTube says, I hate that we're all talking about this joke of a GM instead of getting Hunter or Gretzky, and moving on to the Cup is even closer with the great pickups by Jackson. Sorry, boys. I am so disappointed. I will say this. You don't have to apologize for any take you have. Not here. Like, even if it's one that we would disagree with, we're here to have honest opinions. however you feel about it, sent in to 780-218-9999. This one is in. It says, guys, I would hope smart people learn from their experiences and are better because of it. Obviously, actions speak louder than words. I'm mostly concerned about the hockey results. Is he the right guy from that standpoint? Are we going to see a bunch of inflated contracts to keep the core together? Now, one way or the other, I mean, if you're going to view Draisaitl and Bouchard and McDavid as inflated contracts or just what they're worth because they're some of the best players in the world at their position, those contracts are going to get done and the numbers are going to come in at whatever they were. I don't think Bowman, that's what, this is why it confuses me so much, because are they going to get Draisaitl at a better deal because Stan Bowman's the GM? Are they going to get McDavid at a better deal because Stan Bowman's the GM? Are they going to get Bouchard on a discount because Stan Bowman's the GM? I don't know what his appointment changes here when you have, as described by himself yesterday, Jeff Jackson, an active CEO. So why, for a guy who is probably going to have minimal impact compared to a general manager who doesn't have a CEO above him, why would you bring him in knowing the reaction that you're going to take? Jeff Jackson must love this man.
Maybe he was
lonely.
must
love
Maybe
Stan
working
Bowman.
alone. He just got a little lonely and he wants this.
I guess.
I mean, like those nights go working alone in the office, and you got a guy beside you.
I just look at it and go,
what's the point?
Why deal with the backlash for a guy who's still going to have everything approved by Jeff Jackson anyway? Why not just promote somebody from within who's helped you do a great job so far and have all of his moves approved by Jeff Jackson anyway?
You're taking on the unnecessary. But now, though, you flip it, right? The 50-50 goes to proceeds, and now you kind of get back into the community that way. This is, you can see this coming, right? During the season, it'll be. But again, when you're chasing a cup, I don't know why your franchise needs to be doing this. That's usually for franchises who are out of the picture. I mean, there is something here happening. You're in we talk about a window. And again, as Trev mentioned, players are going to get asked about it. It's topical stuff now.
780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. And over on YouTube, if you're watching this morning, hammer the thumbs up. Give us a sub to the channel. Let me lay out the show for you here today. The Nielson Show today and every day, presented to you by the fine folks out at South Fort Chevrolet. Go see Daniel and his team at South Fort Chev. Not only will they take excellent care of you, but you're going to get 15% off accessories on your new ride. Hello. And if you're like, I only buy vehicles when there's employee pricing. Well, guess what? Until the end of July at South Fort Chev, employee pricing, you can save up to $18,000 on select models. All right, closer than you think since 1983. Visit South Fort Chev at 10109 89th Ave, Fort Sask. The members of the South Fort Chev team that were out at the golf tournament, pretty good time. Pretty good time. Yeah. They'll look after you. You can text us anytime in the Paris Jewelers inbox. 22 stores in 4 provinces across our wonderful country. And one hell of a website, parisjewelers.com. Go buy your wife an anklet that she'll wear for the rest of her life. That's what I did. And she'll like that. She'll like that a lot. We're going to hear what Jeff Jackson had to say when Marshall's basketball coach, Slav Kornick from Global, asked him about the reaction from fans yesterday. We've got that clipped for you. So we'll go there coming up just after 6:30. We're going to take a look at the roster that he did inherit from the Chicago Blackhawks. We'll get to that coming up around 6:30 today. Free advice, because we didn't get to it yesterday because the news broke right around 7:30 from Elliot Friedman that this was actually going down. So we'll get to free advice coming up at 7 o'clock today. Coolbet Canada hotline of the day. Coolbet, our wonderful sports betting partners over there. We'll dive into that. I did a lock shot play of the day yesterday, which was the Texas Rangers -1.5. They won 10-2. Cash it.
Mets beat the Yankees as well, 12-3. Wow.
Wow, yeah, that one was on television.
Maddie's going to be wincing today.
7:30 today, Demarcus Christmas, the newest member of the Edmonton Elks and their defensive line, And I'll have to tell you, the last 2 years, if you could have had Oakman and Demarcus Christmas on a defensive line, that'd be a pretty good defensive line.
Yeah, that's not bad. A healthy action pong as well. Maybe you throw in the mix or something like that. But
So Demarcus Christmas is going to join us over the phone at 7:30. We are going to ask him if he ever gets tired of people making fun of like, oh, Christmas. Oh, look at that Christmas sack.
yeah.
And like,
And why didn't his parents name him Mary? Wouldn't that be something, eh? But like M-E-R-Y.
If he was a girl, they
Well,
would've
no, but
named him
M-E-R.
Mary.
Yeah.
yeah.
With an apostrophe in there.
I got beef coming up around 7:45 today. We'll get to 3 questions too many. We'll get to kind of easy trivia. We got That Hurts for the personal injury lawyers over at SBLLP and Scalding Hot Takes. That's right. Scalding Hot Takes coming up today for Claiborne Services. They're hiring now. If you're looking for a career, ClaiborneServices.com. The mitt is in the hands of YouTube Trev, and we will try to yank it away from those sweaty, sweaty palms.
Give me that.
Try you will.
Oh,
I'm just
try
joking.
with, like you said yesterday when you walked out of here, last thing you said to me, like, be ready for hot takes or
Yeah,
something like that.
I've got a feeling you're ready. Yeah, the both of you. We've got lots of ammo this week.
Yeah, it should be,
Fangs out, baby.
it should be a pretty good week for Scalding Hot Takes. We'll get to more of your reaction on the Bowman hiring. It is draft day. We are drafting movie props. Tommy takes the lightsaber first overall, right?
Well, he's going to have to because
think he does.
outside of that, he doesn't even know what a MacGuffin is right now. So that's going to.
What'd you say?
I don't think he does.
Please tell me he doesn't go Ghostbusters.
That's
at
what
one.
I'm
been
thinking.
talking to him?
No, but I just something's telling me. Just
Does he not realize he
Because
could get
we always-
Ghostbuster props later in the draft?
I guess not. I don't know. Maybe it's a sense of pride, just being like it should be first overall for him. I don't know why. Just something about watching him over the
watching
last.
his body language.
Just watching, observing him in the last few drafts, he just makes some just out of nowhere picks.
I know,
yeah.
but he's won a couple.
He's won a lot, but
Yeah.
it's kind of weird how he's won those two. Honestly, I don't know if he deserves them.
Well, it's interesting because he's picking first. I decided to take the 4-5 swing. Glue Guy had next pick. He took the third pick. So Eric got the first choice of seats and the second overall
Which
pick.
is bizarre to me. What's the understanding in picking third when you have the choice, right, between 2 or 3? Why would
I
you go
definitely
3?
would have taken 2
Why
ahead of
not?
3.
Like-
I took the 4-5 swing because I love the swing spots.
Yeah.
But
Or at least pick a chair. I did.
That was weird
It's
to me.
bizarre. So I get 2, and I got to pick my seat. Feeling good about that one.
can you imagine if Tommy gifts you the lightsaber at 2 overall?
Thank you, Jason Milne.
We are going to be in on the 2 hoots today. Are we not? I plan on. I plan
can't
on
wait.
getting
Get me in
buzzed
there.
right
I want
up.
to get in there now. Yeah.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Quinn will be by.
Oh, the commish is rolling
Needs
in
a
today.
computer.
How does she not have a laptop?
She needs a laptop. Yeah, we're gonna have to get
Quinn's
her.
like, I don't have a laptop right now.
Fully
What are you,
prepared,
what are you
yeah.
talking about? My kids have laptops. They're 7 and 9.
Iwanik's gonna be grinning like a Cheshire cat. Hey,
Well, he'll be.
I have a computer.
Do you want to use my computer? Just kidding. You can't.
You can't.
Classic
you,
Matty.
you don't want me.
All right, let's get to a sports update with Lieutenant Eric. We'll hear what Jeff Jackson had to say about you, the fans, when he was asked about it yesterday at the availability.
Riverhawks and Nanaimo Night Owls playing a doubleheader for Remax last night as Edmonton took Game 1 7-1 while dropping Game 2 12-1. Hawks taking 2 of 3 from that series. Riverhawks now 2.5 games back of first place Wenatchee, and that's the team they'll welcome in next to open a 3-game series tomorrow night. Doubleheader up in Fort McMurray as well. The Giants sweep the Prospects 3-2 and 7-3. Prospects back in action tonight. They'll visit Brooks to battle the Bombers. Justin Turner with a tie-breaking single in the 8th. The Jays win 6-3 over the visiting Rays. Rubber match goes this afternoon at 1:07. Chris Bassett set to start for Toronto. Week 8 in the Canadian Football League kicking off tonight from Montreal. The 5-1 Alouettes hosting the 5-1 Saskatchewan Roughriders. The Elks, meanwhile, they'll return home to host the Ticats Sunday afternoon.
Jackson, you are for real, for real, for real. For real, for real, for real. Jackson, you
are now the new interim head coach of the Edmonton. They have a great receiving core, but now you gotta get the defense to stop a few plays here and there, so you can win a damn football game. For real, for real, for real. The fan base wants a win, so let's get out there and do it, do it, do it. Let's get out there and get the up to win the Grey Cup. Celebrate with the boys with the 6 o'clock log. For real, for real, for real. For real, for real, for real. Let's go, Alex.
All right, there you go. That is a Teef. He's rolling into the nasty bash, is he not?
Yeah.
I love
For real.
A Teef just overall. Yeah. Hey, did you just say that Slab is Marshall's basketball coach? Hey, my buddy Slab is awesome. When you see him, say Wheels says hi.
He will be slab corner from now on. It's the only way to fly.
His name is Slav, but I hope you've been calling him Slab for as long as you've known him, Wheels. That's terrific.
Long live the voice to text.
That is terrific. Jen was asking what our categories are for the movie prop draft today. It's going down from 9 to 11 on the Hangout today. We have a sports category. We have to draft 4 props from the sports category. I will say in my prep, I'm not sure if you came up with the same issue, but sports category wasn't as deep as I thought it was going to be.
No.
Yeah.
I've left a lot of space to which it hasn't been filled.
Yeah,
so
I know.
I have to move.
A weapon category. We have to draft 3 weapons each. And then we have to draft one of prosthetics category, a food category, a furniture category, a hat category, a clothing category, a vehicle category, a MacGuffin category, and then there's an open category in which we have to pick 6 from. So this is a 20-round marathon draft partway through. We've got Whale and the Wolf coming in to play halftime. After the first 10 rounds, Lucas and Raimai will fire up a 15-minute set. And we should have done that.
Acoustic.
That would
They've
have been-
done that before.
Yeah,
They'll go in.
coming in.
The amount of weddings they've missed and played for free.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is going down at 9 o'clock today. Those are the categories: sports, weapon, prosthetic, food, furniture, hat, clothing, vehicle, MacGuffin, open category.
And you sent out the listing as it stands, right? On the how people vote.
Yeah,
Is it open at the top or is it?
It's a sports. I figured Edmonton sports talk.
Sports at the top.
We put
Okay.
the sports category at the top with 4 spots, then the weapons category, then all the ones, and then the opens at the bottom. Yeah. So that's how it'll work. So we'll
That matters sometimes.
It does matter. I mean, the
Look.
first thing people are going to see is whatever your top sports pick is.
We only read the headlines, right?
I know.
I
So it's interesting because we said it's not an overly deep sports category. So do you have to move earlier on it just because it's at the top of it'll be at the top of the vote?
think you might have to. And I got a couple of.
I
You
would-
brought a little something into a surprise today. Hey, is that for the draft or?
That's
it be a prop costumery that you'll
no,
be
it's
a-
a little treat actually for.
Okay.
It's in a Walmart bag. It's a little treat for when everybody gets here. So I think about 5 deep. Like there's 5 sports ones that I really
You got
love.
5 sports?
I've got 22 on the list, but there's only like 5 that I really love.
I also have 5.
That you really like, or total?
I have 5 total.
I've got 22.
It's okay. I'll move on that quick.
Jeez,
That's
I think I over prepped.
well, no, but I mean, but why not take all the sports and put them in your open, load them up, screw everybody? Like you can really screw people in this draft. You really
could
can
do that. You could, you know what? Definitely.
It's a brave play on your part, but you could really kind of torpedo a lot of people's rosters.
This one in from the Sailor and says the Babe Ruth ball from Sandlot is a top 3 pick for the sports category, right?
Bambino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is she? You don't know who Babe Ruth is? Zacticum would have fit in very well on the Sandlot as Smalls. If they were redoing the Sandlot,
He dresses
I want
like-
20-year-old Zacticum as Smalls.
You would be able to tell the difference. He
Hey,
walks
that's
on the
my
set.
Barry Bonds ball. Who? Yeah, Sailor, I would think that probably is a top 3 sports. But that's the thing. Like, do you move early on the sports category, or do you kind of let it sit there and hope that Babe Ruth ball is sitting around in the 6th round? I just have a hard time. Buying into that. It is the Nielson Show presented by South Fort Chevrolet. We're coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio, where the boneless wings are now available in many delicious flavors at all of your Popeyes locations. All right, make plans today for lunch. I wouldn't even be opposed to a Popeyes drop off during the draft.
Well, yeah, and if you are going to be watching or listening to the draft, that's something you can kind of chew on while we're making the selection.
Munch on some Popeyes, wouldn't you?
Goes well.
All right, do we have that Jeff Jackson clip, Trev? We didn't want to sit down here and play the entire thing back, because many of you would have watched it. It is actually on the Hangout feed from yesterday, if you want to go check that out.
Very exciting.
But Slav Kornick.
Slap.
Oh, Trev's getting it set up. We're going to hear what Jeff Jackson had to say when he was asked about the backlash from fans. And, I said it yesterday. I said, I don't want to break your heart here. And we'll get to a little bit more during That Hurts at 8:30 today. But I saw a lot of people text in and be like, how could they do this? Like, how could the Oilers do this knowing what the backlash was going to be? And it was. I mean, if you go look at their tweeting out that they've hired Stan Bowman.
Ratio City, USA, baby.
It's like 90% people freaking out. We did the poll question yesterday during the Oil stream. Did you think it was a good move? And it ended up being a 80-20 vote. So still pretty big on the negative side of things, I would think.
But again, I haven't seen like a detailed, yes, good man for the job. Here's why. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Just give me one bullet point. I'll take one.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you have that, you can text it in. But the reason that they did is because, despite the outrage from everybody, they're still the Edmonton Oilers. They still know that they're going to sell out every single game because they have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. They still, like, jersey sales of Connor McDavid are not going to drop because of this hire. So there's really no reason for them not to do it. It's not like they're sitting there going, oh my God, are some of our sponsors going to pull out if we do this? They're the Oilers. They can pretty much do whatever the hell they want. Case in point, hiring a general manager that was banned from the league 14 days after he was reinstated. So
it almost maybe seems like a challenge. I mean, somebody texted in this morning, Kane, Duncan Keith. I mean, who's the guy in camp? Vertanen. The list goes on, Corey. And a guy laid it out, blah, 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 blah. But it just keeps going. And almost now it's getting into this territory. You kind of feel like it's a dare. Like we've gone this far. Maybe we can push it a little farther. Like it just kind of seems.
Scalding hot takes at 8:45 today.
But you know what I'm saying? It has that feeling.
Yeah.
Like pushing the line, how much can we get away with? And, kind of testing the fans' patience and loyalty in that sense.
All right, Chad, do we have the exact clip? Yep. All right, here we go. This is Jeff Jackson and Slav Kornick yesterday. Asked him about the reaction of the fans and their response.
Reach out to that second victim or his family as part of your reparations. And if not, what is your message to them and to Jeff?
Snag the right clip. YouTube Treble. Snag the right clip, and then we'll get to it, because I thought it was a little bit of a curious answer on that one. Here's the roster. This is the roster that, we know what the core was like when they won all the Stanley Cups. Mm-hmm. This is the roster that Stan Bowman had when he took over the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, he was already involved in the organization. He was he had a couple of different roles. He was an assistant general manager. He was player development at one point. He was never like the head amateur scout or general manager.
Not an architect of that.
Their draft record during his time as general manager is very blah. Now, with that being said, had traded away a ton of picks to try to keep this thing going. So they weren't drafting in glorious spots. But when Stan Bowman took over the Chicago Blackhawks, he already had 20-year-old Jonathan Toews. He had Marian Hossa. He had Patty Kane. He had Patrick Sharp on that team when he took over. And then his blue line at the time was Duncan Keith, Dustin Bufflin, Brent Seabrook, Brian Campbell, Jalmerson, Cam Barker, and then Corey Crawford was on the roster already, but they did have Cristobal Huet and Antti Niemi
Cristobal Huet
ahead of him. So I mean, the entire Stanley Cup core was already acquired when he took over. Now, maybe you look at it and go, similar spot. Because the Edmonton Oilers' entire Stanley Cup core, whatever that'll end up being if they do win the Stanley Cup, is already acquired. Right? So it's not like he had to go out and land a bunch of big pieces. Did have to fill it in with some good depth around it to win the Stanley Cup. And then they slowly dismantled it because of cap issues after they managed kind of pulled the trigger on multiple Stanley Cups.
And when you do get to that point, I mean, it's not like you do come out of the other side, cap compliant. I mean, when you go all in and you go for it, that does tend to happen, right? I mean, you don't...
Yeah,
I mean, you will not have picks. You will not have all this.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not like he went in there and in his defense kind of messed it all up, but that does tend to happen.
Jimbo is in and says, guys, 3-day camping trip canceled due to smoke. Any spots in that bash still available? No, I would email Matt. I would email Matt and ask him. That would be Matt at EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Yeah, get right in there.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll always room for one more type of thing.
Found out yesterday that Mark Peugeot and Corey Graham are going to be popping by. That's exciting.
MCTV.
That my favorite guys listening to their podcast on the way in today. They were doing a Deadpool 2
You tweeted that out there.
rewatch.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it was real good. Real good. All right, now we got the clip? Yes. Maybe? Let's find out.
No, we got it. We
All
got
right,
it.
Slav
I'm
Kornick
confident. Here we are.
asking Jeff Jackson about fans' reaction.
We'll go to Slav over here on the right.
Hey, Jeff. Is there any concern from your perspective on backlash from fans and a negative perception that this hire could have on the organization?
I think fans are entitled always to their opinion. They have opinions about firing coaches and making trades and everything else. I think that the decision to bring Stan is one that is in the best interest of the organization for a number of reasons that I touched on in the opening. So, I mean, I have to respect the fans' opinions. I think that Stan's work over the next few years here will dictate how they respond. I think they'd give him a chance. I think that some of the facts that haven't been out there are now getting out into the public. And so I'm not worried about it. My job is to try to make an elite organization and have people that are collaborative and progressive and good people. And I think Stan has all those things.
Thanks,
That's
Jeff.
Jeff Jackson yesterday on Stan Bowman.
Well, you're a pretty good person. Why don't you get the job?
I'd like to think I'm a good
Well,
person.
you checked off a lot of boxes there. You said, why not you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Again, I'm not getting a specific,
I've never been banned by the National Hockey League.
there. Well, you check another box there. Boom, bam.
I mean, that's a one for me. I thought it was interesting because he did say that he's not worried about what people think. But he also said that he thinks when they see his track record over the next few years and what he does on the job, that they'll be okay with the hire, which I think that was the interesting part coming out of that. For those of you right now, like for those of you, and yesterday, many of you were fired up. Many of you said you will not support them again. Many of you said that after they were down to Dallas or down to Vancouver.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what a market! What a wonderful world we live in. I mean, it's wild stuff. But are we going to see a place, Eric, where they win a Stanley Cup, mostly due to the work that was done before Stan Bowman gets here, and then I'll just say this out: he trades Cody Ceci for an upgraded right shot D. Are people all of a sudden like,
Worth it.
You know what? I was wrong about his past issues. This guy's a genius. Like, do we get to that spot with this guy, do you think? Just like we have with everybody else that caused an uproar when they became a part of the organization.
We will get there. Time passes, and time heals the wounds. We had the texters saying they have to get cap compliant. You mentioned the defenseman trade deadline, that type of thing. I just go back to and you painted the analogy. Oh, no, Gager had it originally with the kid on the football field and giving the ball and letting him run in, nobody touching him.
Yeah.
And I mean, again,
And everybody's celebrating.
The whole dry saddle contract thing, like you can see it now playing out. Like you can see it. So yeah, sure. Whether it's him, if he's the guy with the title and it was GM and executive VP, I do believe
he got 2 titles. Yeah.
But again, Jeff's there. They know each other. They're working. So you'd like to think that it's a little collaborative. It's not just Stan in the room pulling all the levers and buttons by himself. I don't know. It's all packaged and made up, and he's here. So yeah, if he moves CC, contact whatever company you want and get the statue built.
Barry the Cheater is in at 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Do you know what? I definitely get the idea of why the Oilers would be wanting to be concerned about the backlash, but people forget quickly, man. Sure, there might be initial reaction, a small one, but people forget and move on. I wouldn't describe this initial reaction as a small one, but I would agree with Barry that people do forget and move on. Like if this goes well here over the next 3 years and they win 2 cups and he actually makes a deal that you're like, damn, what a move. 3 years from now, everybody's just going to be celebrating the Stanley Cup championship.
Well, sure.
And there'll be like, instead of 80% of people who are not happy with the Bowman hire, they win 2 Stanley Cups and he legitimately contributes to them somewhere along the way. You put that poll question up again that we put up yesterday on Oil Stream 3 years from now with 2 cups, and it's going to be an 80-20 split the other way. I mean, that's how sports and life work. It just is. It's
winning solves
it's
everything,
ridiculous,
right? Yep.
and it's kind of sad, but we've seen it time and time again in sports. That's what happens. Whether you're okay with it or not, that is what happens.
If Tillman would have won a Grey Cup, we still talk about Tillman in a negative, and it should, given everything that happened. But
yeah, well, there would be somebody texts in and goes,
winning is everything, and he didn't get the win. So
Tillman delivered.
So now his legacy is that.
Tillman also made some horrible moves on top of all the baggage.
But here we go. That happens. And so now, as you say, like either he makes a couple of good moves, they go on to win the cup, albeit not directly 100% due to him, or they don't. And then you don't really come out of this type of talk, right? Like he was hired, they didn't go on and do anything, they didn't win anything. Maybe he made some moves, they didn't really contribute to anything. But then you go back to this original point of view instead of the winning. The winning can mask all, but if you don't get the win, what are we left to talk about?
Well, as we talked about yesterday on the Oil Stream, like Tommy basically laid it out that this was his guy since before he was reinstated. Like, I'm not. Do we even see a list of other people they interviewed for the GM position?
I mean, people were bandying about names here or there, but nothing official as of that.
There was never not one report that the Oilers have sat down with Mark Hunter and have interviewed him for the general manager's part. The Oilers have chatted with Matthew Darch or who. Like there was never any of that. And this just in, when teams talk to guys to possibly become their general manager, it gets reported. Unless I missed it. There was none of that. This was Jeff Jackson knowing that as soon as Stan Bowman was reinstated, that was his number one choice to be general manager. And when they announced like on July 1st that Bowman would be reinstated July 10th, we were talking about it at the time that, well, the Oilers will probably announce a hiring on July 10th or 11th.
Yeah, then we giggled afterwards.
And then here it is. It was July 24th when it was finally said and done. So this is his guy. I don't know how many other places they looked. And we'll see if it ends up working out for your wonderful, beloved Edmonton Oilers. 780-218-9999 is where you can get in if you want to chime in on this today. We got pretty jam-packed second and third hour on the show. Want to give you details on this little bad boy. Northern Edge Athletics and their charity street hockey tournament presented by Edmonton Sports Talk. August 23rd and 24th at the Ritchie Community League. That'll be at 7727 98th Street. Classic, good old-fashioned street hockey tournament.
That's in the Corey the Butcher Acme Meat neighborhood there, Richie. That's
right around there.
Know that area quite well.
Yummy. I got beef for Acme Meats coming up at 7:45 today. It'll be a Friday, like a Friday after work, and then Saturday, 2 days of 4-on-4 street hockey in support of Edmonton's Food Bank. It's a licensed event. There will be a beer gardens, a silent auction, little skills competition, some other entertainment as well. You need to have a team of 9, so that would be a goalie and 2 groups of 4 that you can have some bodies to move around. So you need a team of 9. It'll start on the Friday. You'll play 2 games between 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Head up the beer gardens, have a good time there. And then the remaining 5 games will be played on Saturday between 10 o'clock and 8 p.m. I think it's only going to be a 16-team tournament. So they're only looking for 16 teams. If you want to put a team in here, you got a bunch of ball hockey buddies or whatever, got a bunch of your ice hockey buddies, you want to put a team together, go to edmontonsportstalk.com, and at the top you'll see Charity Hockey Tournament. And you can click on there and you can register your team of 9. NorthernEdgeAthletics.com/tourney will also get you to where you need to be. Now, where this gets interesting is that YouTube Trev and Zacticum want to put a team in this thing. A bunch of us are busy. I got CFL. I think Tommy's doing a Gretzky camp. Tommy's brother, Paulie Gazzola, said that he'd be their goalie. But Awanik has given YouTube Trev, this was in the meeting yesterday, and what a meeting it was. Full recap coming up.
Yeah, right, eh?
We'll go through the standings before 7 o'clock here. We'll get to a couple of conches, too. If you need a conch request, 780-218-9999. But YouTube Trev, basically, you and Zach, if Paulie's going to be your goalie, you need 6 more AM Nasties to play with you on this team.
Yes, that is correct. And we're looking for stars. We're looking for people who want to win.
You're setting the
So
standard
if you want to
high.
join the team, I guess do exactly what, or contact me.
They're going to have to contact you, yeah.
Yeah, reach out to me on Twitter, I guess, YouTube_Trev.
Or they can text in right now.
Or you can text
Yeah.
in. Yeah. 780-218-9999.
Yeah.
Definitely do that. But we want to win this thing. I don't want to show up there and lose.
I love how you don't even have a team put together yet, and you're like, we want to win this.
That's the
Zach and I
the
wanna win
objective.
this.
If
You know Zach wants to win this.
Oh, of course. Well,
He wants to be there. He
Zach,
just wants to be there.
I'm going to get Zach his own personal participation ribbon. He's going to get the only one in the whole tournament.
Oh, what's this?
Oh, man, I've never got a ribbon
Wow,
before.
thanks.
I saw one of these at Value Village the other day. It didn't have my name on it. All right, so if you would like to play on the Edmonton Sports Talk team in the Northern Edge Athletics Charity Street Hockey Tournament.
Well, if you want to win, too.
And if you want to win.
If you want to win. I
If
mean,
you want to be a champion.
We're looking for stars. We're going to have tryouts. That's how this will...
We're looking for stars.
You're stacking them up here. It's all ringers.
I'm going to organize a tryout. If you want to be on the team, Zach and I will be putting through a skills competition. All sorts. Target, you know the drill. The hardest shot.
Yeah.
You're
like Jeff Jackson going into free agency, just letting everybody know, hey, we're looking for stars.
Well,
we want to win.
Apply within.
And Jeff Skinner was like, I'm your Huckleberry.
Yep,
Here's $3 million. Take me. All right. So if you want to play street hockey with YouTube, Trev, and Zacticum,
and George LaRock,
and represent our Edmonton Sports Talk team with Paulie Gazzola apparently between the pipes. Paulie will be at the Nasty Bash tomorrow. And Tommy's parents are coming.
Yeah.
Which should be fun.
Talk to old Renato about his tomato plants.
Reach out, 780-218-9999, or find Trev on Twitter, YouTube_Trev as well. Should be a pretty good event. We're hoping to get that EST team put together. Awanik has said the deadline is next Wednesday. If you don't have a roster together by next Wednesday, you're not going to have a team in the tournament.
-1.
Yeah. Well, okay, so let's dive into yesterday's EST staff meeting rankings.
Well, I told him yesterday after me, I go, I think you've won enough this week, and he just
he was
folded.
Well, look, man, he was a -2 until he complained about being a -2.
Well, he was riding so high off the Riverhawk night as well, right? Like
I gave Mr. Sauerkraut.
It's been a big week for him.
Mr. The sauerkraut's gone right to Maddie's head. The sauerkraut has got right to Maddie's head. All right. Official scoring from Edmonton Sports Talk staff meeting yesterday. Our newest member of the staff, who is TBA, +3. Now, with that being said, I gave him a +3 just for coming to work with us. Outside of that, I didn't want to grade him on a meeting. I was just like, you know what? Give him the +3. We'll see where this goes. Now, with some of the stuff that we did after the meeting, I definitely would have given him a couple more points. That was fun.
I like that.
We put together something yesterday that we'll reveal to you next week that you're going to love. Trevor, it was good, right?
Well, yeah, I can't go into too much, obviously, but
Did you dive into it last night?
yeah, I did.
Was it good?
I was just cackling the whole time.
You were
man.
crying.
I was killing myself, man. Anyway, that'll be dropped probably like next Tuesday. Lieutenant Eric finished +1 in the meeting yesterday.
I'll take it.
That was because you were like, I would be more than willing to help with some new imaging on the station.
Yeah, I mean,
so that was good. Jay Milne got a +1 yesterday. He suggested that we have a QR code at the tailgate. So when people ask Trev and Zach, like, hey, how do I find out more about Edmonton Sports Talk? Now we just have a QR code, which real good idea from Glue Guy. Real nice idea. So he was a +1. YouTube Trev was a +1 yesterday. Well done, Trev.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tommy Gazzola was even, which I think is the highest that he's been so far.
But did he bounce up and down during the meeting? Like,
Yeah,
was
he got a
down, down?
-1 for leaving mid-meeting to take a piss again.
Which is usually, you can always give him a dash.
I can't
one.
remember why he got the +1, though.
Because you stole his pen and you just
yeah.
felt bad, so you gave it back to him.
Yeah, so while Tommy
Or
was
he
taking a
didn't give it
piss,
back to him.
my pen stopped working. His was the exact same pen sitting right next to me. So I did the old switcheroo. He came back. It wasn't working. Went up and got a new one.
Yeah,
and I didn't even notice that till after. I took a -2 and the one for stealing Tommy's pen. I mean, that wasn't good. What was my other minus for?
Jay just said -1 randomly.
I can't remember what that was for.
near the end.
It was for something. Anyway, so I was -2. Zach was -3 because he had a migraine and went home. So he
Absent.
missed the meeting. You're not going to show up for the meeting. You're an automatic -3.
Then he tweeted at us what happened during the meeting.
Yeah. Then he tweeted at us and goes, I wonder why I got a -3. I replied and said, you should have been there. And then Matty Iwanek was -3. I gave him -2 because he did have a portion of the agenda yesterday with like 5 items on it.
Yeah.
And he went really long.
Well, he dragged it out, yeah.
Really long. We were talking about some SC stuff. We were talking about, a fall promotion, a giveaway or something. And he went way too long. So I was just like, you know what? -2. And then at the end, as I'm reading off all the things, I'm like, -2 to Iwanek. He goes, wow, well, Jay did this. And I was just like, that's it, -3. So Maddie's the first person ever to get another minus after I've already locked in all the numbers.
And again, bringing him down from that Riverhawk
Yeah.
game, I think was key as well.
Yeah, that was important, especially because that was a controversy. It wasn't a legitimate win. So
It's enough winning, Iwanek.
congratulations to TBA on winning their first ever EST staff meeting. I also think TBA was like, man, did I make a good decision?
That's the
meeting yesterday, yeah.
excitement at the presser, excitement in the meeting yesterday, I think.
Gonna be incredible time at the Nasty Bash tomorrow. 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Tube Socks texting and says, we've got these nice little hard plastic stand-up QR codes at work, in my work. They're pretty slick. Actually, I think I've still got one of the things that stand up from last year's Nasty Bash. I could probably put the QR code in there. That might work. Rob says the world revolves around QR codes.
Just
This
not at a
one's in.
restaurant,
Says,
though, yeah.
Glue Guy should get another plus for being a good teammate with that air conditioning last week.
Well, yeah, but now you're awarding points outside of the meeting realm. I mean, that's, you giving yourself points for being a good dad. Like, I mean, we're kind of going off the rules here. You give the points within that meeting room, and that's it. That's the cage, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, there's not outside, whatever.
Yeah.
In the cage.
It's in the meeting.
In the meeting room. You're in the...
Like, when you go into an MMA battle,
Yeah. How many sides of the wall does that have?
you don't all of a sudden have 9 of a possible 10 points before you step in.
Into the square.
I love staff meeting rankings. I think all of you should do it at all of your places of work. Right? I think that's real nice. All right, let's get to a sports update coming up on the other side. Free advice. I know some of you asked for advice yesterday, and then the Oilers blew the show up with the Stan Bowman news. So if you need advice, life advice, work advice,
Fantasy football.
upcoming Nasty Bash advice, fantasy football advice, of course. 780-218-9999. Speaking of football, the newest member of the Edmonton Elks, Demarcus Christmas, Christmas in July?
We wish you a Merry
Classic. He's going to join us coming up just after 7:30 today. But free advice is on the way next. What do you need help with? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up. Oh my God, we're at 99 likes. Somebody give us one more. I'm going to say we get one more
Disrespectful.
right about now. So let's just change 100.
Changing 100?
Yes, let's do it. Sports update with Lieutenant Eric. Free advice for local slumlord. Damon Bunting on the other side here.
Busy night on the Diamond last night, both local and otherwise, as the Riverhawks and Night Owls played a doubleheader from Remax. Edmonton taking game 1 7-1. They would drop game 2 12-1 as the Hawks would take 2 of 3 from Nanaimo in the series. Riverhawks are now 2.5 games back of first place Wenatchee, and that's the team they'll welcome in next to open a 3-game series tomorrow night. Doubleheader as well up in Fort McMurray as the Giants sweep the Prospects 3-2 and 7-3. Prospects will visit Brooks later tonight. Vlad Guerrero Jr. homering for the 5th time in 6 games as the Jays double up the visiting Rays 6-3. Rubber match of that series goes this afternoon at 1:07. Chris Bassett set to man the mound for Toronto. Week 8 in the Canadian Football League kicks off tonight for Montreal. It's a battle of 5-1 squads as the Alouettes host the Riders. Elks are back home to host the Ticats Sunday afternoon. Sports update brought to you by Green Plan, providing you with award-winning environmental planning and consulting service. Whether it's municipal, industrial, or residential, plan it right with Green Plan. Visit green-plan.com or give them a call, 780-455-4292.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in on TuneIn, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast, don't fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind? 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Tuffy and Eric and all of the bad guys. Like Brzezinski and Noodles, Gadget can gauge it. Maybe just Bubba to Kubek to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday Mandate. Sharky's always on time, Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number 1 in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some hot takes and we wanna hear Renee. Wanna hold the neck up when I wanna kiss away. Be left to tie a fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about the Canes? Malcolm, Paul, Dragger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All about them giving present, Dusty go for. What say you? AM Nasty Crew. We got the Nielson flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
Oh, it is a Thursday morning. It is a draft day. It is a scalding hot takes day. And you are riding with the Nielson Show here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Thank you very much for being along for the ride. If you're listening on TuneIn or on iHeart or at edmontonsportstalk.com, we'd appreciate if you just fired all your buddies a link to the Edmonton Sports Talk page, and they can join us. Look at Trev sitting over there with that hot takes mitt on. What a sly dog. He's fired up. If you want to chime in on the Stan, we're almost 24 hours into the Stan Bowman era, and nothing to discuss now, I guess. I mean, through the first 24 hours.
Blaine from Scottsdale's had enough.
Oh.
He's checked out. He goes, I tune in for the hilarity, not this hockey. He's like, it's enough of this.
Yeah,
we're talking Oilers gym appointment in the middle of summer. That's too much for him.
Sorry, man.
Too much.
You know what? We have a draft of movie props coming up from 9 to 11 today.
We need to
got
get this
Scalding
out of the
hot
way.
takes.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into free advice here as well. And a guy whose last name is Christmas. If anything's funnier than that, I couldn't tell you what it was. So we'll get into that a little bit as we work our way through the show. But let's dive into free advice. Brought to you by Damon Bunting. Buying or selling, he's your guy. We know some AM Nazis have been reaching out to Bunting, and guess what? Their houses, sold. Probably right away, because that's what this guy does. You take it to him, he lists it, it's for sale, he sells it.
He's flipping them.
Oh, man, this guy.
It's like a pancake breakfast.
I was just going to make a pancake reference. I was going to say, you might as well call this guy Pancake because he's flipping so
You
much.
should almost have the Bunting pancake breakfast.
Ah, man.
Once a year, twice a year, maybe, or something like that. And
Now, Bunting does a lot of charity stuff already.
Yeah.
But if anybody in this city was going to throw a pancake breakfast because of all the flipping he does, it should be Damon Bunting. Check out his website, www.damonbunting.com, or his Instagram handle at Damon Bunting Real Estate, one of the top producing realtors in the Edmonton area for a long, long time with RE/MAX. DamonBunting.com. Man, hey, what are you doing today? I'm going down to the Damon Bunting pancake breakfast.
That just sounds great.
I love it.
And it's not just going to be like thrown together haphazardly or whatever. Bunting's down there. He's taking care of each and every cake. The sausages are
These are not McDonald's flapjacks.
Yeah, handmade.
That's a great idea.
Asking people if they need any help.
If you're buddies with Bunting, and we know many of you probably would be, but if you're buddies for Bunting, text him this morning and say, hey, the boys were telling me about your pancake breakfast. I want to see what he thinks. He might be like, oh yeah, let's do one. August 20th.
Goes right along with it.
That'd be a fun one. I like it. All right, what do you need help with? 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. I see Jimbo over in the nasty chat says, never say pancake breakfast in my presence. Sincerely, a resident of Calgary surrounding area.
Well, yeah, you're good.
They love the pancake breakfast. Like the Stampede exists for 3 reasons. Rodeoing, sleeping around, and pancake breakfasts. That's it. So I understand where you're coming from, Jimbo.
And a good old spit roast. Well, no, but you got the pig. The pig.
I know. I understand. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. All right, let's get to. All right, guys, I have a tea time scheduled for 7:30 the morning after the Nasty Bash. Should I cancel it now? Oh, man.
Well, I think it's a little fun. Make a night out of it. Make a morning out of it.
I mean, last year after the Nasty Bash, I think I was up till 6 o'clock. So I don't necessarily know if it's a great idea to have a tea time at 7:30.
Yeah, I mean, if it's are there friends on the line? Like you need to be there for them. They're not going to the bash. Like I would kind of, if it's just you, whatever.
Well,
but I wouldn't want to be. I wouldn't want to have any plans for anybody else the next day. You know what I'm saying? You got to be here for this, or I got to do that, or
like how badly do you want to golf?
Yeah.
How badly do you want to push through what will probably be a relatively decent sized hangover? It's like Trev today. Trev's supposed to golf today out at the ranch, the Merman. But look at the weather today, Trev. Are you going to try to push through this? Or what?
I think I can push through this.
Yeah?
I don't think I can push through a gnarly hangover from the Nasty Bash. So you can golf anytime in the summer. Summer's still pretty young.
It's like you're at Royal Troon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't know what that means, but exactly.
Well, the Open.
Royal Troon's where the Open Championship
But golfing in
you
Europe
go.
and in the British Isles, I mean, they don't care about a little rain or wind. They get out there and.
Yeah, but Nasty Bash only comes, what? It's once a year?
Once a year.
This is a huge event.
It's a major event.
And you want to go out
Yeah.
with a bang, so.
Yeah, I mean, we closed down the St. Albert Rugby Club last year. I mean, it was like 2 o'clock or whatever. It was a good time. Now, not everybody was still remaining, but there's a few of us that were still giving her. And it was a pretty good time. So I'd probably cancel the tea time, but who knows? Maybe it's your only time to golf like all month or something. Dusty, I've got the second pick in my Superflex Dynasty rookie draft. Oh, this is what I love.
Here we go.
Inject Superflex Dynasty into my veins right now. This is great. Caleb Williams is going to go first. Who do I take? Well, pretty basic. So you got the second pick. Williams is going to go first. You're going to take Jaden Daniels. That's who you're taking. In a Superflex draft, you're taking Daniels. Daniels, not many rookies get drafted in like just redraft leagues, 1 QB redraft leagues. Usually you don't see many rookies get drafted. There's a big time buzz about the running ability of Jaden Daniels right now. So, yeah, second pick in a dynasty draft. To be honest with you, depending on where you look and what leagues you're in, I could see people taking Jaden Daniels from a fantasy perspective ahead of Caleb Williams. So, Daniels to me would be the lock. Would be the lock at number 2 there. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. The Sailor is in the Nasty chat. He flew out from the Hammer last year for the Nasty Bash. He says, I was up until 4:30 a.m. I would not have plans the next day after the Nasty Bash.
Yeah, you make plans at your peril, I guess. But
Yeah, that's on you.
But if you have a big day with like the kids, big family day, like I would take a rain check on that one.
I'm staying at a hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sleeping in, and then I'll go home to be with Lee, brother of the Godfather, who was crushing double Caesars at the Sylvan Lake Gulls game last night.
Oh, beauty! How'd he get in there? That's a tough ticket to get.
He went through the entrance. His kids are down there playing provincial ball.
Oh yeah.
So they had like tickets. They took like a limo bus to the game.
That's how the Godfather rolls.
He texts me. He goes, "Check it out. The
Total
boys and I are in a
style.
limo bus.
Yeah.
We're the only ones in it, and it's right across the street from the stadium. Like they got picked up and taken across. So they had a fun time there last night. I've never been to a Gulls game.
11-3 for the Gulls. That place is like they do it, and it is
beautiful.
a tough ticket to get.
Really?
Oh, they sell them quick. It's not a big park, obviously, like Remax,
Yeah.
but it's a brand.
All right, let's get to this one. Guys, my boy became a huge Trey Ford fan last season. He's only 7 years old, and he's so mad that he's not getting to watch him right now that he wants to cheer for VA and the Lions. How do I handle this situation? These are one of those tough conversations you have to have. Like, as a parent, and I haven't got to all these conversations yet, but like, as a parent, what are the tough conversations you have to have with your kids? You have to have, the conversation. And then outside of that, I would think the only other tough conversation you have to have with your kids is what CFL team to cheer for.
Yeah. And we've heard during the Oilers playoff run, too, when they used to battle the Stars back in the day, a few people here, given that where the Oilers were at the time and where the Stars were at, a bit of Star fandom was born in this market. So that happens. I mean, your boy, you got a case one example in your household right now. In Marshall, he podiumed with the big W at Speeders the other night.
did.
I mean, he's repping the W there.
Yeah, Marshall's rolled into basketball camp in a CFL Grey Cup t-shirt from Hamilton last year. And then on Tuesday, he rolled in wearing his bright yellow Winnipeg Blue Bomber shirt. I'm telling you, he's the only kid in his class, his flag football camp right now, that is rolling in CFL gear every single day.
But he loves a winner. And the Blue Bombers were, right, when we had the chip bet for crying out loud.
Yeah.
So it's natural to go towards a success.
He did say already this year. He goes, Daddy, I'm going for the Lions or the Riders to win the Grey Cup this year. I don't know if he meant he's cheering for that or he's picking them.
Okay.
Or he's picking them, right? So, yeah, so that's...
Well, I'll let him know. If he needs a little merch, I can hook him up.
Yeah, you could probably hook him up.
Green variety.
All right, let's get to this one. From Colin the Amishman. Since I know you're a handyman, Dusty. Thank you, sir. I need some advice. My dining room lights started flickering, so I bought some new bulbs, replaced them, and instead of turning on, they briefly flicker and turn off. The LEDs are dimmable. Do you think it's something wrong with the wiring or the chandelier? Should I try to get a new lamp holders? I'll hang up and listen. Thanks.
Yeah, Dusty, what do you got here? What do you make of this one?
Well, let me...
Spicy meatball there.
Let me handle this one for you. Candle lighting.
Okay.
I wouldn't worry about it. I just start lighting your whole room with candles. Or if you are next to a wall, punch out the wall, put in a huge window, get that natural daylight. Get that natural daylight in.
You want those candelabras, those, you can hold multiple ones and just put them all around the house.
I know I'm super handy, but there's one thing I'm not great at, and it's lighting. I've got these pod lights in our basement, like those little ones that sort of like snap in. And then I have one that's been hanging like a light, like an eyeball that's hanging out of a socket for like the last 4 years, right above the couch. Tammy's like, why don't you put that back in? I said, it's impossible. I've tried. I can't put it in. I tried to like click it in, but one of the side things are like, they won't click anymore. So I tried to wrap the whole thing in duct tape so that I could squeeze it into place. I even did it with like the reverse duct tape on the outside, thinking that duct tape would hold. I pushed it up. I was like, my duct tape plan's working. So I go to sit down, sitting there watching TV. Yeah. What happens? Light comes out again. Bing. It's driving me nuts.
Did you try heating it up?
No, what I did was I just knocked out part of the basement wall and created more daylight. That's the easiest way to go. Colin the Amishman, to be honest with you, have you thought about the fact that maybe the lights that you put in aren't meant for dimming? Maybe.
You're just asking questions.
Yeah. Maybe. Here's another thing. If they're flickering, have you thought maybe as you look at them, your wife's in behind you flipping the switch real quick?
Oh, this is like a Clark Griswold story all over here and trying to get those Christmas lights on there.
That would work. That would work pretty good.
You're getting a lot of space heater advice here, I think, coming in.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's easy solution.
It's the Band-Aid fix. It's the...
What you need to do here is you need to, if this is above your kitchen table, get a space heater, lay it on its back so it pushes the heat up. And, people always make those space heater jokes with me, but let's be honest, it was one of the most brilliant moves I ever had.
I don't think it's a joke. People, again, based off the brilliance of it, why not, right?
Have you heard this? Have you heard this, Trev?
No, this is new.
Here we go.
And
Gather around.
You might want to stay sitting for this.
Pull over if you're listening this morning,
Yeah.
if you haven't already heard.
And for all you plumbers out there, I don't want to say, what do you think about this? But
look, you and the Toolman have more in
Anyway,
common
this-
than just being Lions fans, I think, right?
So here's the thing, Trev. A couple years ago in the winter, I was gone. It was really cold, and our water line to the bathroom basement froze. And I was just like, well, what's going to happen now? It's going to be cold all winter. We're screwed. So I was just going to leave it. I was like, you know what? We'll deal with it. And somebody's like, that pipe will burst and it'll flood your house. I was like, oh, great. So then I got old handyman HR daddy up, and he's looking, he goes, we might have to take out this whole wall just to get to the pipe, just to see what's
getting
going
real
on in
now.
there. I was just like, my God. Then he also said, why don't we just use a blow dryer and just blow dry the wall and hope that it heats up the pipe and melts? And I was like, don't know if that's the best idea either. So then what I ended up doing was I put a space heater in the bathroom, closed the door, cranked it up, turned on the fan, sucked all the warm air from the space heater through the fan into the wall, warmed up the pipe, and it started working again.
Look at you.
Ever since then,
that's actually-
they've called me space heater genius.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
So now the running joke is I use a space heater to fix everything.
That's good.
But that still is. Now, if that happens again, I'll just do the exact same thing. I'll fix it again.
That's not bad.
That's
I like
the true mark of a handyman is
Thank
finding
you,
a
Eric.
different way to do it, right?
Thank you. All right, let's get to some of these texts. They come in from Eric Holt. Advice, Canadian spot, Dembski or Gittins versus Hamilton.
Dembski at Toronto.
You can't not start Nick Dembski.
I've been doing it all year, and he hasn't done anything for me. So, yeah, you're right. I don't start him this week, and he'll go off and have 2 or 3 touchdowns.
So if you do start him, you'll get those touchdowns.
But if I start him, he won't. They know who I start, and then they play to that. I have a direct effect on this league.
Advice, DST, Montreal versus Sask or Winnipeg versus Toronto. You start Montreal. Montreal versus nothing against Shea Patterson there, but no AJ Ouellette.
I know.
I think you must start Montreal's defense there. I'm expecting the under in the game tonight. We'll get to that with the Coolbet Hotline of the day. Advice, Tavares Daniels or Rashid Bailey versus Winnipeg. Oh, man.
Daniels got me a TD last week.
You're at that Daniels-Bailey spot right now?
I can interchange the two of them if I want.
Could you not play Gittins ahead of both of those guys?
I could go Gittins. I got Sean Bain and Mark and Michelle. Here are my receivers. Gittins.
I think I'd probably go Daniels ahead of Bailey if that's the decision you have.
Daniels ahead of Bailey. He got a touchdown last week, though.
Well, that's true. Is he going back to back, right?
Gittins, Daniels, Bain, Dylan Mitchell, and Mark and Michelle. Those are the receivers. Michelle at Ottawa? Huh? Stamps on the road?
I like
Huh?
that.
You like? Yeah.
I like Mark
Okay.
and Michelle, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one. Dex is suggesting that other guy has rodents chewing through his wires.
It's tough.
Deaky Sparks is in and says, as an electrician, call an electrician or let me fix it later once you've burnt it down. So you got to be careful with this stuff.
Yeah, this is free advice.
Yeah.
People aren't paying for your advice here, so take it as...
Yeah, exactly.
Don't...
Big Maple says, Dusty's explanation of that process qualifies him to be a third-class power engineer. I knew it.
It's a red seal, eh?
I knew it. $780-218-9999. The Nielsen Show is presented to you by Southport Chevrolet. Free advice today was brought to you by our partner over. Damon Bunting runs the best pancake breakfast in the whole city. I'm going to plug it as that until it happens. www.damonbunting.com. Buying or selling, he's your guy. You list your home with him, you sell it. You might even get more than you're asking because he's a genius. Find him on Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. We're going to get to your Cool Bet Canada hotline of your day in just a moment. The Nielson Show presented to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Closer than you think since 1983. Check out their website, southfortchev.com. The Feast on the Field is coming up. We're going to have Gazdick on maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we'll get Gazdick on to talk about this event. Capital Care Foundation is hosting their Feast on the Field and their Charity Golf Classic with special guest MC Luke Gazdick. One lucky foursome will get to spend the day golfing with Gaz out at Redtail Landing. Capital Care Foundation believes everyone deserves to live with dignity, and they do this by providing positive mental wellness and a home-like atmosphere, and they do this with funds from events like Feast on the Field and the Charity Golf Classic. The date is August 14th and 15th. Feast on the Field, of course, is at Commonwealth Stadium. Charity Golf Classic, presented by Gilead, is at Redtail. For more information on this, www.capitalcarefoundation.net. That's www.capitalcarefoundation.net. All right, let's get into your Cool Bet hotline of the day. There's a little bit of action. We'll have CFL picks on the Lock Shop today. Hey, shout out to everybody yesterday while we're diving into the Stan Bowman news on an extended oil stream. People were tuning in and being like, no Lock Shop today? Where's the Lock Shop?
Those Lock Shoppers,
You need those late July MLB bets. I love it. They're just itching
Get
for
those
it.
MLB bets.
God, it felt
And who were you
nice.
riding with last night? You mentioned it earlier on in
I was
the show.
on the
but-
Texas Rangers
Yeah.
minus 1.5. They won by 8.
How about the Rockies over the Red Sox? 20-7 as well.
20-7. Yeah, that was a blowout. Vladdy banged another one.
5 and 6.
Vladdy banged another one. Not bad. He's only got 18 on the year, but 5 in the last 6. All right, Canadian Football League action tonight. This is where we'll go for the Coolbet Canada hotline of the day. If you've not yet signed up for an account at Coolbet yet, you can. Coolbet.com would be where you can get that done. Montreal Alouettes are a minus 208 money line at home. This line has moved. The Alouettes. Oh, I got to remember to send to Wannick my picks.
Oh, for your weekly.
Yeah, I have to do that still. The Alouettes were a 3.5 point favorite. They are now a 4.5 point favorite against the Riders. The Alouettes are 5-1. The Riders are 5-1. Tonight, CFL on TSN. Either Rod Smith or Marshall Ferguson will have the call. I don't know who's got it. You got to be on the Riders here, plus 4.5.
Yeah, I'd say so. 2 great defenses here as well. And I would say, Cody Fajardo 6-gamed, I do believe, yesterday officially. We all knew that he was going to be participating, but 6-gamed. And I know they use Caleb Evans' spot duty, the sneaks and such. But, Shea Pedersen has had more time replacing his starter right now than Caleb has, I guess, in Montreal.
Well, and
a little more track ahead of him, I guess.
I guess I haven't watched enough of Evans, but I liked what I saw from Patterson last week.
Yeah, like he's growing into it. Now, the AJ Ouellette thing is funny, too, because... I think they kind of use him to hurt the other defense.
Yeah.
His whole mantra is to just go out there and grind them down, and if he gets some yards, fine. But Frankie Hickson into the mix. That's a totally different.
He's an explosive
player
little back.
altogether. So maybe that adds a little something with that offense tonight. But
the other thing is, they won't have AJ Ouellette, but even with AJ Ouellette, the Riders are averaging the least yards per carry in the entire league.
Yeah, well, he grinds down the defense.
Yeah.
He's not so much beginning, but maybe Hickson adds a bit of dynamite and explosiveness to that offense, but. I do like Shea's progress here, and again, we haven't seen too much of Caleb Evans leading a team and starting a team. So, but these 2 defenses are just worth the price of admission alone.
This is interesting because yesterday we made the Coolbet hotline of the day. The total for this game, which was 48 yesterday, the total has moved up to 49 without either starting quarterback or the Riders starting running back. The total, again, and 2 great defenses, this total has moved up since yesterday. So that makes no sense to me. So I still like the under. I like it even more now that's at 49. Yeah. And your Coolbet Canada hotline of the day will be to ride with the Riders at plus 450 because I'm not sure either team in this game scores 25 points. I think this ends up being somewhere around like a 20-16, a 19-17, like that type of game.
Not a shootout, but it does have the hallmarks of a classic in terms of a defensive struggle and maybe a play here or play there deciding it, right? And
this is going to be
mistakes.
a great defensive football game. 100%. So,
And Montreal's had a buzz going down in that stadium, right? Like sellouts and everything. People are loving it, going nuts. They got that bird cage now that the team runs out of. I really like what they're doing down there.
they're doing good stuff in
I love
Montreal.
it,
Like
yeah.
there's a really good vibe around the Montreal Alouettes right now, which is awesome. There's a great vibe around the Riders right now, considering how well they've started the season.
But Montreal last season at this time, too, there was not such a good vibe.
No.
And I mean, again, throwing caution to the Elks situation here, how things can get turned around pretty quick.
Saskatchewan Roughriders plus 4.5. That'll be your cool bet hotline of the day. If you want to ride with us, go over and check out our exclusive betting partners at coolbet.com to get the Riders at plus 4.5. If you like the Riders to win outright, plus 170. Player props for that game aren't up just yet, but I have a feeling when I drop your lock shot play of the day on Coolbet socials a little bit later on today, I will be going to a player prop in the Rough Riders Alouettes game for that Thursday night tilt in the Canadian Football League this evening. You can text us anytime in the Paris Jewelers inbox. 22 locations across 4 provinces. One great website at parisjewelers.com. They got a high selection of quality engagement rings, including some that were created in a lab, just like the dinosaurs on Jurassic Park.
Bunsen burners and
Yeah. If you love somebody, go to parisjewelers.com. Nielson Show presented to you by South Fort Chevrolet. We are going to catch up with the newest member of the Edmonton Elks. Another addition, another somewhat of a veteran addition compared to some of the guys they've got on that defensive line. Demarcus Christmas is going to join us coming up next. His thoughts on getting an opportunity here in Edmonton. What was he doing to stay ready to get another crack at it? We'll go there coming up here just after 7:30. We got a sports update on the way for our great partners over at Park Mazda. And I got beef coming up at 7:45. Interesting time in this city to have a beef or two. So what do you have beef with? 780-218-9999 or hit us up over in the nasty chat. If you're watching on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up. We're pushing up towards changing 200. So let's do that and give us a sub as well. The push towards 10,000 continues. That's a big one for us. So if you're watching live or archived, we'd appreciate that sub over on YouTube. Sub, of course, being short for subscribing. All right, let's get to a sports update right now with LTE.
On the diamond last night, the Riverhawks and Nanaimo Night Owls played a doubleheader from Remax as Edmonton take game 1 7-1. They'll drop game 2 12-1 as the Hawks would take 2 of 3 in that series. Riverhawks are 2.5 games back of first place Wenatchee, and that's the team they'll welcome in next, opening a 3-game series tomorrow night down at Remax Field. Doubleheader up in Fort McMurray. The Giants sweep aside the Prospects 3-2 and 7-3. Prospects on the road. They'll visit Brooks later tonight. Justin Turner with a tie-breaking single in the 8th, while Vlad Guerrero Jr. homered for the 5th time in 6 games. Jays double up the visiting Rays 6-3. Rubber match of that series goes this afternoon at 1:07. Chris Bassett set to start for Toronto. Week 8 in the CFL kicking off tonight for Montreal. The 5-1 Alouettes hosting the 5-1 Rough Riders. The Elks, meanwhile, they'll return home to host the Ticats Sunday afternoon, as we'll be joined by one of the newest members of the Elks, Demarcus Christmas, in a matter of minutes. Sports update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, including dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where it's always Christmas at the dealership.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki with like a giant eagle's wings and singing lead vocals for Leonard Skinner with like an angel band. And I'm in the crowd hammered drunk.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Step closer to the hollow, the devil may care. If I showed you around my heart, would you mind if I shared to show you what's wrong with me? I will not change it. I will wait patiently while you get painted out. Let me into your untainted tribe to be the one who gets to live a lie. Oh, let me lie with you. I'll be a perfect stranger. I wanna be that stupid boy that you don't talk about. You better believe there's a sharp knife beside my bed. You better believe there's a sharp knife inside my head. And if you would leave, I would take you by the hand. You and I would leave, but it wouldn't be that bad.
How tough was that door to open?
Yeah, what's going on? You're
God, I
fighting
need
it,
to two-hand that thing. Whale and the Wolf, straight from the closet. Their EST house band. Boys putting together real nice music. Hey, is your brother coming out to the...
Real.
Is he
Yeah,
coming
no,
in?
him and Ryan will be out
No!
there. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No!
Sure, yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
They can't wait.
Man, this is going to be a great night.
Yeah, you tell those boys about some beer and a party, and they'll sign up
Man,
anywhere.
what a night. What a night. You're in for a real treat at the Nasty Bash at St. Albert Rugby Club. Tomorrow night, if you want to try to get in, I know it's been filling up pretty quick, but Matt at edmontonsportstalk.com. Matt at edmontonsportstalk.com is where you can email to try to get a golden ticket and join us on Friday night for a huge Edmonton Sports Talk announcement. And we are hiring right now still. If you've not yet checked it out, there's a couple of job postings over at on our social media right now, looking for possibly another junior producer, looking for possibly a midday host on the station. So if you work for another media company in town and you assume your station's probably going to die at some point and you want to bail early,
a little proactive here, eh?
Fire us an email.
Yeah.
Business at edmontonsportstalk.com, and we'll see what we could possibly do. All right, we're gonna get to I Got Beef coming up here around 7:45. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because we got to draft it or whatever. But I could use some meat.
A little protein, to get you going.
A little
yeah?
drop off from Corey the Butcher.
Just a pull.
Terrific.
I'd take a pull.
I think
right
Corey's
now,
coming to the Elks game actually on Sunday.
Beauty.
He was asking about the tailgate.
Oh.
We'll be set up. Edmonton Sports Talk. We'll have our tailgate set up.
Right by the stage.
Maybe have that new QR code ready to roll by Sunday. It'd be a lot of fun. And then you can just scan and learn more about Edmonton Sports Talk. So
And forecast right now, 27 and mainly sunny for the game.
perfect.
Oh.
That's a real nice
Can't complain about that.
That's a real nice tailgating day. We know that for sure. All right, we've got another new member. They brought in Oakman and Moncrief a couple of weeks ago, and it was funny, having done play-by-play for the CFL and TSN for the last 4 years, when I saw the name Demarcus Christmas pop up, I was like, damn, I didn't know Demarcus Christmas was still available. Like, excellent pickup for the Edmonton Elks. Be a big piece of this defensive line. He joins us on the show this morning. Demarcus, good morning. How you doing, man? We appreciate the time.
Good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
We're doing fine. How excited are you to get another crack at it here in the Canadian Football League, man?
Man, I'm excited for the opportunity.
When you look at what you've been doing the last little while to stay ready for when you got this call, what have you been doing? How have you been keeping busy? How have you been keeping in shape? What have you been up to?
I've been at home, just training. I started a process of training kids, and I use that time to train myself and get in extra work. So it was a weight game. I know that I wanted to play, so I always stay ready to play.
Demarcus, you played a couple of seasons with the Rough Riders out in Saskatchewan, a couple sacks, 30 games in total. I guess after some time in the NFL, Seahawks, Steelers camps and such, what did you take away with your 2 seasons in Saskatchewan, specifically the Canadian game, and what are you kind of taking from that time and looking to implement moving forward here with your time with the Elks?
It's all about opportunity and also, loving the game of football. And you just know that they're both the same as football, So it's just about the love of the game and just wanting to come out here and do it. I have a lot left in the tank, so I didn't just want to give up on myself.
Well, that's good to hear. It's funny, Eric mentions, the differences of, a little bit of time in the NFL and then the CFL. We talk all the time to players who, come up to I always view it from like a quarterback perspective, from a wide receiver perspective, because they have the waggle and how different it is, the Canadian game compared to the American game. What about for a defensive lineman? What about for a pass rusher? What about for a run stopper? How different is it for you adjusting to that CFL game the last couple of years?
It was nothing truly different besides the yard off the ball, and I feel like that's a plus in way for a D lineman. Getting that extra yard a step to actually see his work and to make moves. So one thing I did say, it definitely boosted my game in my pass rush area. So now it's just time to show it.
What about joining an organization right now that is in a tough spot? I mean, they just went through a general manager and a head coaching change. They haven't won yet this year. You've been around the league the last few years, especially with the Riders. I mean, you guys won that one wild game when they took the point in the end zone last year in Saskatchewan. I was doing that game. What are your thoughts on joining a team that's in a little bit of a tough spot right now, and what can you bring to that group from maybe a leadership perspective, and do you view yourself as that type of guy in the room?
It's just opportunity. They have great chemistry here. I'm ready to learn about the Elks and move forward and try to and let's go win some games.
You're 6'3". What's it like standing next to Sean Oakman on the line?
Hey man, it's a huge guy. Sometimes you feel like the big guy, but then you see a guy like that, and it's like, whoa. So.
It is kind of ridiculous. Like, he's listed at 6'9", man. Like, that's
listed.
Yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous. You said you've been at home training some kids, keeping yourself in shape that way. Where's home? Where did you settle in while waiting for another crack here?
I usually do all my training there in Orlando, Florida.
You sound like a hard worker, Demarcus, but what are you doing for fun when you're not training? I mean, those times off where you're kind of trying to keep sane and wait for that phone to ring, it must be a little frustrating, but what do you do to kind of check out and enjoy yourself?
Oh, man, you can catch me anywhere by lakes, a beach, somewhere fishing. That's my hobby. That's what I do, to clear my mind, fishing.
What's the biggest fish you've ever caught?
Biggest fish? I'd say I caught like an 8-foot shark.
What? You reeled in a shark?
Yeah. This is a fish story here.
My God, come on, man. Really? Gee,
yeah.
Wow. Have you caught numerous sharks? Like, is this a thing, or were you out fishing for something else? And you're like, damn, I caught a shark.
No, I was offshore fishing. I know it was a possibility. We had caught a couple small ones, and then right towards the end of the day, I ended up pulling that up. So that was fun.
So, like, is that a catch and release thing, or is that in your living room right now? Like, what's the deal with this thing?
Oh no, I released it.
Okay.
The boat we were on wouldn't carry.
Okay. Yeah, that's.
If I could, I would.
Wait, so you caught an 8-foot shark in a small boat?
It wasn't necessarily small. It wasn't big enough to bring back the 8-foot shark.
Okay, that's awesome. Hey, one more we got to ask you before we let you go. And we've already had some fun with it today because it's the middle of the summer. I mean, what else are we going to do? But do you ever get tired of, like, people making Christmas jokes with your last name?
Oh, man, I'm used to it. At this point, I just rate them to see who has the best.
Oh, that's a good idea then. I'm going to do this on a CFL and TSN broadcast then. They're going to be something, and then you can let me know how it goes. Demarcus, welcome to Edmonton, man. Best of luck in being a big part that gets this season on track for the Edmonton Elks.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, there you go. Demarcus Christmas. Sounds like catching that shark was quite a surprise or present. I screwed it up. Man. -1. Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Sounds like catching an 8-foot shark was quite the gift for Christmas.
A little bit of work to do before Sunday.
Yeah,
I'd say. You're going to get in the lab there and sharpen that puppy up. Round out the edges.
What? Maybe I'll just say he got home for the sack.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm in a pretty comfortable spot right now with calling games on CFL and TSN. So I could mix in one or two hilarious Christmas puns.
I'll say this too.
If he gets his first sack, I could say, Christmas has arrived in July in Edmonton.
We used to have old St. Nick join us on the show. In the past, every once in a while.
Not today. No, not today. I can't do it.
Suits would love it. You guys would. It'd be.
What a sack. That's it. That's the one. That's the one.
Oh, my God.
I will promise you. I promise you. Watch the CFL game on Sunday.
He's got to get one.
I mean, you should get tickets. You should go to the game. For sure.
Got to get one.
If Demarcus Christmas gets a sack in his first game, I will drop a ho, what a sack for Christmas.
That's perfect.
I think that'll work.
It ends there. That's the high mark.
All right.
Wow.
If you have any other suggested Demarcus Christmas bad jokes / puns, text them to us at 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Suits would just give me the slow look. Like
I would just, I mean, you stumbling.
I don't think that's too ridiculous.
No, it's not. But when you start hearing the ho, you get going with it. It's a great, you know it's coming.
Jay's over in the nasty chat on YouTube and says, hey, he got him home for Christmas. If he gets home, for the quarterback.
That's a good one. I like that.
Oh, it's home for Christmas. I can make that one work too. Imagine this guy gets a 3-sack game.
Oh my goodness.
Big Mabel says when he makes a big hit, just say, oh, he just decked the halls.
Yeah. This one, Christmas wraps up that quarterback like a present.
Oh, and Christmas wraps up Bo Levi like a present.
Bow on top.
Oh.
There's a lot here to work with here. Hey, I love it.
And this year, Christmas has a bow. Does that not work?
There's a lot here.
This is like when Trev wanted to call an early bird. What was your horrible name?
It's still good. It's still good. You hater.
The theory was there.
The hole out. It's called the hole out.
Anyway,
it's still magnificent.
If you've not yet tried an early bird, Nasty Bash, Friday night, St. Albert Rugby Club, we'll be doing early birds like crazy. Early birds are the birdie booze dropped into a shot glass of 6 o'clock lager.
It's the only way to go.
Kind of like a hole out.
Tyler and Twilliger down the chimney and into the backfield.
Oh, good. Straight down the chimney into the fire.
Looks like Tommy Condell's left some milk and cookies or something. I mean, this is great. You can construct the whole game around him. I hope he kind of shows up and has a great debut here for your sake.
All right, 780.
That's how you get the A&W today. I mean,
218. Yeah, I think that is.
That's got to be the path to victory.
I think that is how you get. What did I say? I was the one. Oh yeah. Ho ho ho! A sack for Christmas.
It's just the Santa ho ho gets me. You could have any line after that. If you drop the ho ho on the broadcast, I'm done.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it, man. Like. My producer for that game is the Edster, who we had on the show.
Perfect.
He gets it.
Yeah.
He sent me a whole list of props for the prop draft today.
Okay.
He's part of the joke. Ho ho ho! A sack for Christmas.
Double D says if it's a big sack, Christmas with a sack so big it won't fit down the chimney.
That's too wordy.
But
I appreciate it.
Lots to play with.
I appreciate it a lot. 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today,
Big Maple in the next
I can hammer the thumbs up. Christmas came early. If he jumps offside, that's a good. Oh, it looks like I can see. You know what I would do on that one? I just sell it like normal. I'd just be like, oh, it's like Christmas came a little early.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah,
that's an easy
real
one.
Deadpan. Yeah,
that's an easy one. All right, keep those rolling in. We can come back around to the Stan Bowman conversation if you want. I Got Beef is coming up. That Hurts is still on the way as well. 3 questions too many. Kind of easy trivia. It was about this time yesterday that the news broke that the Oilers are going to be hiring Stan Bowman. You've had 24 hours to sleep on it. Has your opinion changed? That's the question. Has your opinion changed pre to post press conference yesterday? You heard some of the things that he said. He laid out some of the programs that he's been working with. He knows what he did was wrong. I still hate the fact that something like that happened and they just allowed it. But has your opinion, it doesn't matter what we think right now. What is your opinion on this? Has your opinion changed at all? I'm not sitting here saying it should have changed. I'm asking you if it did. Has your opinion changed at all after the availability yesterday with Stan Bowman? I'm still under the opinion that I don't know why the Oilers thought they had to be the organization that made this move when things had been going so well, even without a GM. That still surprises me a little bit. But has your opinion changed on things? 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. And yeah, you know, I see it over in the YouTube chat. I wanted to give it a conch a little bit earlier on, but we kind of got busy in the 6 o'clock hour. But thoughts and prayers with Jasper and everybody in Jasper, and everybody's had to flee Jasper.
Yeah.
I think I saw reports last night that if you didn't have the proper breathing apparatus, the firefighters even had to leave Jasper last night. Like, there were things in Jasper that were burned down already last night. I haven't seen the updates this morning, but the fire had hit the town site yesterday.
A peaceful place for lots. Obviously, people that live there, work there, and everything aside. But so many people come from so many areas to that place and have so many memories for things. And to see that a place where you go and reside peacefully to be engulfed in such a violent it's nothing like Slave Lake for fires are fires and everything. But I think Jasper, especially with so many memories that people have built around that place, it's depressing to say the least.
It's like for the people of the community of Jasper, I feel absolutely gutted. But you mentioned like people who have memories up there, and I don't know the status of the bungalows where we go and stay. But we've had a tradition of going up to Jasper, I think 4 times now, and we stay at these bungalows right on the river. And they've kind of become a special place for our family.
Right.
And it'll suck if those, like, that's
my wife and I, that's our getaway. That's our secret place where we go in.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Tammy cries if she hears that.
My wife cried last night. I told her about Moline Lodge there.
Yeah.
On the west side. That was the hotel. And when you're coming out from the west, that's kind of, you see that hotel in the trees.
Is
that's
that
when
the
you know
one
you're
right
Jasper.
by the gas station? Right down on the far end?
And that gas
I heard
station
the gas
really
station
blew up.
blew up.
Yeah, so that west side got hit, and then the south as well got a bit. JPL, I think they tweeted something earlier this morning that a few.
Okay, well, the place that we usually stay is on the southwest side. So, man.
Yeah. It's
well,
crap.
hopefully this rain. Are they getting the rain up there? It
was supposed to be pouring overnight, according to some reports. Again, they're not. People are only allowed 40K by the park gates, right? So you don't know too much. But and Zulu says the wildlife too. I mean, that's just It's
just. Jasper was like a perfect place to go to get away. And this sucks. So our thoughts and prayers with everybody up in Jasper, and a huge shout out to everybody who's up there fighting that fight, fighting that fire. And hopefully they can get it under control here sooner rather than later. The Nasty Bash is going down tomorrow. If you would like to join us, email matt@edmontonsportstalk.com. How much birdie, like we told Fergie to bring in some birdie booze. And Schmitty, I don't know if you're listening from Strathcona Spirits, but Fergie's prostate, he should probably just come to you directly. Or you can go to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor, but like I want, there has to be a lot of birdie booze there. Like that's just what I'm saying.
I think Fergie should, I think he's the type of guy that does read between the lines, and I would hope that he...
Fergie, if you're listening, let us know what you're planning on ordering for birdie booze, and then double it.
Exactly.
Like at the golf tournament, we took down 7 Mickeys.
Oh, it
just
goes.
Our group.
Yeah. Well, like Trev's team with the Wolf. I mean, you guys smashed a couple holes.
We went through quite a bit as well.
Yeah, I don't want to sit here and brag today, but I could chug a Mickey of birdie booze like this.
We did it in an hour on this show.
Just like blah, 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 blah. Yeah. It's very easy. So, Fergie, you better load up because we're coming for you. St. Albert Rugby Club will never be the same after Nasty Bash 2.0, featuring a major Edmonton Sports Talk announcement. And we will do it in the only way we know how. And unlike any other place in the city. And you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's get into I Got Beef for Acme Meats. Eat fresh, eat local, eat Acme. If you have not been there, go see Corey the Butcher. At first, you'll be like, look at all this blood all over this guy. He's psycho. But then you realize he was just cutting up a steak.
It's all an act.
That's it. He was just
he gets
cutting up a
ketchup
steak.
in the back. He likes it's a
What's
tough guy routine.
What's your favorite cut of steak?
I like a strip.
Okay, so the strip
loin.
What's that? A basic steak?
Yeah, it's kind of like you're not thin, but it's kind of like you're narrower. A little bit of fat on there. But
I'm a big filet guy. I like a round filet.
Mignon, yeah.
A
Little
mignon.
bacon wrapped.
I
Yeah.
say I always go to these fancy steakhouses or casual steakhouses.
Sure.
Like Mr. Mike's. And they say, "Oh, would you like a steak, sir?" And I said, "Yes, I'll get the filet mignon."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Are you?" I said, "The filet mignon." Look at the menu. What are you talking about?
And a glass of Pinot Gregory.
Yeah.
Compliments to the chef.
And I'd like to get it bacon wrapped. That's bacon.
Nothing more fun than just doing that to servers. Just I still do it. And then they just give you a look and you play it off.
I'll get the filet mignon.
Yeah.
Side. I'll do the asparagus, please. Real deadpan.
That's a good one. Eat fresh, eat local, eat Acme. Serving Edmonton, forget this, over 100 years. Are you kidding me?
His daddy was doing it. It's a family affair. Like Mary J. Blige.
9570 76th Ave. Corey the Butcher, if you're listening right now, please text in and let us know, how old were you when your father put a carving knife in your hand? Did you start doing that at like 4 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old? I was talking with Tammy yesterday about the midday position that we've posted for a midday host. And we're sitting there talking about it in the kitchen. And I look over on the couch and Marshall's sitting there and he goes, "Hey, Daddy, what about me?"
He throws something.
I was just like, "I don't know if you're ready, son." But Marshall Bokeith Nielsen will work in this office one day. 100%.
He's already gotten his feet wet a bit.
Oh, yeah, he knows. He's not an idiot.
More experience than half the applicants, I would say, at this stage. Hey, give me the mitt.
I don't have any. I don't have any EST takes today. There's a few other things in town that I figured I'd
No, I also no
probably go
EST
at for
takes here.
Scalding hot takes. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. More than enough material.
All right, what do you got beef with, buddy?
Well, I think the Jasper thing was obviously. I mean, I know we've
big
prided
one, yeah.
ourselves on this show in turning bad things happening in life and giving you a bit of a reprieve for 3 or 4 hours a day. So I mean, but that did dominate kind of. You're watching last night trying to get updates, and it was extremely frustrating. All that going on with a couple of tornado watches and warnings as well, just to the south of us. So I'm tracking storms, watching wildfires as well. So kind of got beef with last night and everything, kind of taking up your time, but. Outside of that, I do have beef with the Riverhawks home schedule ending here and ending quickly, as I will just make mention of this.
Stingers, too.
Stingers as well. Their last game is Monday, this coming up Monday at home.
I think we're going. Our plan is to go. Family Stinger
event.
game Monday
Stingers
night.
and Winnipeg. So it's the
Sea
EST
Bears.
WST Bowl again. Here we
Oh,
are
man.
on the hard court, 7 o'clock. But Riverhawks, again, taking 2 of 3 from the NYMO. And as the season winds down, too, like, a couple players have to go back to college. Like they're losing a couple of really good guys here, and I think Soper's going back.
I got beef. You're right. How the end of the Riverhawks season works,
and it always usually happens, right? They're gonna after this weekend home set against Wenatchee, who are top of the division. Riverhawks 2.5 back. So they got the day off today. That series gets started tomorrow night down at Remax. A huge series, but then they go on the road for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. Before the playoffs. So you have no home field cooking. You go on the road for 9. That could really kind of either decide where you're at in the playoffs or maybe, I don't know, depending on the standings, crash you out. And then when you're losing players, and albeit I know how the league is operated, it's a college league, yeah, we get that, and it's all for player development in the end, but it does suck when you built up such good momentum, good record, and entertaining ball. These guys are really fun to watch, bright young guys and very engaging with the fans, but they have to leave before it's over. And it just seems kind of weird. Albeit that's the league and that's how it is. But yeah, I do kind of have beef with that. Hopefully they get a little playoff game, whether it's on the road or here. But to stretch that schedule into mid-August would be nice.
If you're watching this morning, hammer the thumbs up over on YouTube. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, please tell your friends how easy it is to consume our 24/7 online sports station. Some more text messages on the Bowman hiring. We'll get to a few of those on both sides of it. Some people's opinion has changed after yesterday and the way that the Oilers handled it. Trev, do you have any beef this morning? Any beefs for YouTube, Trev?
Yeah, I do actually.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, so hear me out. I'm not. Everyone's guilty of this, I think.
Not everyone's guilty.
No,
of
everyone.
Okay.
Everyone. I've definitely done.
Are you accusing us?
He's calling us out.
No.
You're accusing us of something?
I just don't want to, anyone to get like personally attacked.
Well,
here,
too
or
late.
Feel.
Too late.
No. You're good. So yeah, my beef is when people just show me videos, and like they're like, yeah, if you know what I mean. So I'll just be sitting there and randomly, I'm not going to say who, but like there's so many people that'll randomly just be like, hey, look at this video. And I'm like, oh, nice. And be like, oh, look at this one too. It's like, oh, okay, that's also a good video. Nice. And then they just go on this marathon of showing me videos. And I'm just like, okay, I'm done with the videos. If you want to send me a video, if you want to show me a video, me and LT, we've got this really good thing going on Instagram. We'll just, we'll just send each other a funny video, right?
Yeah.
And like do it on your own time kind of thing. But if I'm with you, you know, I don't want to spend our time being like, oh, look at this video.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Is this Zacticum?
No.
Oh, yeah.
But like,
the tone didn't convince me.
I'm not.
Is it Zacticum? No.
Everyone does this. My brother does this. My roommates do it.
It is a common practice. Yeah.
Everyone does this. And like, that's the annoying thing. Like, I'll be at home. Roomies will be like, oh, you see this? And I'm like, well, you can just send it to me. You know, we're having fun. Let's just have fun and just socialize. And then if you want, we can discuss that later. You can just send it to me on Instagram. But like when I'm with you, I just, you know, I want to talk to you. I want to, just like have a good time.
Human.
Yeah, and maybe one is fine. I'll let one slide. But it usually opens a can of worms, and then it's like, oh, there's also this video and this video. And my brother's terrible for this, and that's kind of what sparked it, because every time I go back, I haven't seen my brother in so long. And then he's like, oh, he's just like, oh, you see this, you see this, you see this. I'm like, bro, I haven't seen you. Like, what have you been up to? So it's very frustrating. I've got beef with that. If you wanted to show me a video, just send it to me. Don't show it to me. You know?
All right, yeah. Good beef, buddy. So, I love it.
That's my
Trev,
beef.
getting the good beef.
I think we've also all been on your side, but we're also all guilty. We've all been doing
I've
that.
done it.
We've all done it. You get it carried away.
I don't think I've ever done 2 videos in a row to somebody.
Oh, the back-to-back.
Like the video that I show most to people is Bat Fight with Ashley Schaefer in... Have you not seen Bat Fight? No. Here, take a look at it. I'll bring it up.
But what about Trev? I'd follow up. Is there a time limit on these videos as well? I mean, you can't be going... You can't be rocking longer than a minute.
And see, that's the thing. I'm okay if it's like... If you're gonna do it, at least be like short video. Like maybe
it's got to be
15 seconds. You know, get to the point. Let's
not a
laugh.
scene from a movie.
But I sometimes it's just like, and then you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting, and especially if it's not a video that you like and you have to throw in a fake laugh. And my fake laugh's terrible. I don't like doing
Standing there awkwardly.
Yeah, and you're like, and then the person probably knows. Like,
Phrase was good for those. Have you seen this? Oh, you got to look it up now. And he types in the thing, and it's a half an hour.
Like, it's the greatest thing ever.
And he watches you watch it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But he doesn't watch the video while you watch it. He's
watching you, the reaction. And it's
just like, why are you laughing?
Yeah, highly awkward.
And that's tough because, it's forced. And you're like, oh, that's good. Oh, so anyway, that's my beef.
Mikey's in and says, I totally agree about the videos.
Yeah.
Stampader
as well.
says,
Brutal.
Nothing more than having to watch a video that is really funny and you have to pretend to laugh. Brutal. Okay, here's this is a very, very minimal beef, but I got a little bit of a beef with the guys who are taking weeks to move dirt around out in front of the office. Like they just keep moving dirt around.
You hear what's happening too?
What?
You heard what's happening, what they're doing.
All I know is that there's a pile of dirt here one day, and the next day I go out and there's a pile of dirt over here, and I have to walk around it all to get to my truck on the other side of the street.
I rolled up yesterday. I went to grab a bite. I come back. There's 2 young guys just slaving away. The old guy who's like, he's standing there with it. He's got the shovel in one hand. He's just kind of like he's not doing anything at all. It's nice talking to them. Every day I go out, I go, time for a beer, eh, boys? And it's like 10, and they're all like, oh, yeah. But it's AstroTurf. They're putting in AstroTurf.
We're getting AstroTurf?
That's what Maddie said. And I said, who's giving it? Like, in sports, like, who are we getting it from? Like another sports internet-based radio station, like sending their turf over. But, and they, you know what they did? They're going deep below. They found like a tree stump so they had to like it was a problem they didn't know about. So now they have to chop up this tree stump. Yeah, I think it's proving to be more difficult.
They should have gone to Spectrum Rental and got one of those stump picker-uppers.
If they were, Victor should have been.
Damn. So we're going to have AstroTurf.
Apparently, yeah. Win that.
So can we take grounders on it?
We'll be able to go out there. We can line
That'd
up.
Be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Do one-on-ones or something like that. Like,
oh man. So it won't be like it'll just be a fake grass.
Fake grass.
We'll go fake grass.
But
whatever. I
say we paint some lines.
So I can walk over that again when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
You know what? I have less of a beef now, knowing where it's headed.
Before it was a mine, the rocks and the weeds. And all that.
It was a real mess before. They're really cleaning this building up, man, which is kind of bad news because I think when our contract's up, they're going to be like, rent's going up. We cleaned it up. I'm like, you didn't approve this with us.
I don't really like all this.
But they're putting fake grass in front of the office, and then they're putting our signs. We're getting signage on the outside of the building.
Wait till we stencil that EST logo on the grass, eh? And, somebody's got to.
Should definitely do that.
Well, why not?
Wasn't us. It's a real good idea. Here's a funny bit. I'm gonna mow it until anybody else in this building says, "Hey, just that's fake." Once a week, I'm gonna go out and just run
drive
a
them
lawnmower.
wild. I'll be phrase
And
watching them watching you.
I'll see who the first person is that's like, "Hey, man, there's a fake grass." What are you talking about? I'm maintaining it so well.
Can't you see?
780-218-9999. Corey the Butcher did chime in. Good morning, gents. I grew up in the shop. I helped out with sweeping, etc. from about 6 years old. I used to splash gore on my little apron so I could look like my dad.
Aha. Yeah.
Now that has there ever been anything as cute as cow blood on the apron of a 6-year-old so he could look like daddy?
Have some guts, son.
That's terrific.
I just want to read this quickly. Zach to come in the Paris Jewelers inbox. Are you calling me out? I did this to you the other day. No, and that's why I said I didn't want everyone does it. Those were short videos. They were funny videos.
I knew it was
He
Zach.
confesses I did this to you
But
the other
that
day.
was a lot of short videos, but it was still funny. It's all good, Zach. Don't worry.
T-Mac, the rugby guy, says, Trev just opened himself up to a night of video watching at the Nasty Bash.
We've seen you
that's
sweat.
The thing. I swear, when people they do this to me. So I was kind of debating on whether to bring this up because I felt like this was going to be the outcome.
Oh, it's on now.
And it looks like it is.
It's on now. Also, Zach Dickham, I think, said his dad is excited to drink some birdie booze.
Yeah, old Heinz.
There we go. I can't wait for the Nasty Bash. It's going to be a real nice time. Real fun night. All right, we need somebody to play Kind of Easy Trivia right now. If you'd like to win a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, and who doesn't? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Just text Trev, send him a video, and let him know that he would like to play Kind of Easy Trivia today. 780-218-9999. Text Trev, say you want to play. He'll pick one of you. We'll play Kind of Easy Trivia for Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual coming up. We got 3 questions too many on the way. More of your reaction. We're asking you this morning, do you feel differently about the Bowman hire post press conference and hearing from him and hearing from Sheldon Kennedy, who they kind of paraded out there yesterday? Has your opinion changed on this at all in any way? It's okay if it hasn't. It's okay if it has. It's your opinion. So 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. That hurts. And Scalding Hot Takes still on the way here in hour number 3. We've got a sports update right now for Claiborne Services, who's also our wonderful presenting sponsor of Scalding Hot Takes. And also, they are hiring right now. Rick's got more details on that if you want a new, awesome career.
Week 8 in the CFL kicking off tonight from Montreal. The 5-1 Alouettes hosting the 5-1 Rough Riders on TSN. The Elks are back home to host the Ticats Sunday afternoon. On the Diamond, Vlad Guerrero Jr. homering for the 5th time in 6 games. Jays double up the visiting Rays 6-3. The rubber match goes this afternoon. First pitch 1:07. Chris Bassett scheduled to start for the Jays. Riverhawks and Nanaimo Night Owls playing a doubleheader from Remax last night. Edmonton taking game 1 7-1, dropping the finale 12-1 as the Hawks would take 2 of 3 from the series. Riverhawks 2.5 games back of first place Wenatchee. That's the team they'll welcome in next, opening a 3-game series tomorrow night. Prospects, meanwhile, they dropped 2 up in Fort McMurray, 3-2 and 7-3 to the Giants. Prospects back on the Diamond tonight. They're in Brooks to battle the Bombers. Take your career to the next level with Claiborne Services. They are hiring all positions, including journeyman bricklayers and apprentices of all levels. Take advantage of their outstanding mentorship program and work with peace of mind, knowing they are an industry leader in safety. For more, you can check out www.claiborneservices.com or make it easy. Call Jeff, 780-910-6728.
Vlad, 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 Vlad. Vlad, 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 Vlad. Oh, Vladdy Guerrero Jr. home run song.
Yeah, juicing up that trade value, eh?
Let's buzz that bad boy out. It's been a while. All right, you can text us anytime at 780-218-9999, and we're going to play kind of easy trivia right now. Trev, you just going to leave us on this wide shot? Or
Yes, do it, Trev.
No wide shots, only 2 shots. We've got a fun third hour coming up. More of your reaction to Stan Bowman. I do see some text messages that I definitely want to get to. You can chime in over the nasty chat as well. We are 20 away from changing 200, so let's hammer that bad boy up. We didn't really dive into much on the Demarcus Christmas catching an 8-foot shark in a small boat.
Well, I love how, like, both of them, like a big man, big shark, small boat.
Yeah.
Only one can return.
Like, that shark must have come up and been like, damn, you're a big boy, too.
Well, he doesn't seem like just a rod and reel down to the river guy either. He said it was offshore, like that type of thing, like small boat. But I do, I think he's a fisherman, but not just of the river kind.
This text to the Paris Jewelers inbox this morning. It is the Nielson Show presented to you by South Fort Chevrolet. They've got that employee pricing going until the end of the month, and the end of the month is next week. So you got to move quick on this. Employee pricing, $18,000 off select models. Have we ever talked about how employees always get great pricing? Every time there's an employee pricing deal, you're like, damn, these employees must drive multiple vehicles.
They got it made.
It's very impressive. Go check them out, 10109 89th Ave, Fort Sask. Visit their website at southfortchev.com. Go see Daniel and his team at South Fort Chev. They'll take good care of you. They'll also give you 15% off accessories on your new ride if you say that EST sent you. Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999. Martin says, isn't there a psychiatrist in your office building? As soon as she sees Dusty mowing the fake grass, she'll have him committed.
Maybe get a freebie or something.
But
first.
What a bit. I'm still playing home run songs over there, aren't I? What was playing now?
You got the Justin Turner single.
That's the end of Georgie.
Right? Want to get nuts?
Can't do it. We got to get to kind of easy trivia. Sorry. Teasing you a little bit there. All right, who's playing kind of easy trivia today, buddy?
DJ is going to give it a go.
DJ is going to take a run at kind of easy trivia today, looking to get that gift certificate from Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever, in the Hampton Inn on the corner of 137th Ave and Mark Messier Trail. They got the 6 o'clocker lager in the house from our great partners over at Alley Cat. Man, we are 50 minutes away from movie prop draft. Our first draft in months.
It hasn't hit yet, but I think it's going to start. That adrenaline's going to start pumping.
I'm starting to get nervous. I am starting to get a little bit nervous, boys.
Jay's done the coffee call already.
I know, and nobody's getting anything. We're all focused on the draft. Yeah, Trev, did he text you? No. Oh, wow.
That's a tough one.
Wow. You know, I'm going to text. What do you want, Trev? No, this is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
I'm going to say, Trev's sad. No. Also, -1 to Jay for next meeting. Just kidding. Points don't start until the meeting begins.
Out of the walls.
All right. DJ is going to play today. Needs to get 3 of the 5 questions correct to win that gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. DJ, good morning, man. How you doing?
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Hey, you don't have to call me sir, man. We're all buddies around here. Let's, hey, sir's my father's name. All right, here we go. I'll start the ticker after read the first question. Which team hired Stan Bowman as their general manager yesterday?
The Oilers, unfortunately.
Which NHL team did Bowman previously work for?
Chicago.
Who is Stan Bowman's dad?
Scotty.
Name one NHL team that Scotty Bowman coached.
Detroit.
Which city is home to the CFL's Alouettes?
Montreal.
Boom. DJ. More like Vincent.
My name is Julius, and I'm your twin brother. I've been looking forward to this moment my whole life. Excuse me, but I was just taking a shower. Tell me a little bit about Vincent. Was he a great athlete? Was he interested in chess and poetry? My name is Julius. My name is Julius. My name is Julius.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Club Beat Loop on a Thursday morning. Thank you very much for joining us today on the Nielson Show. Tell your friends about EST streaming 24/7 on TuneIn, iHeart, or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Hampton Steve to the Paris Jewelers inbox today says, My opinion hasn't changed on the Bowman hiring. While I appreciate all the work he's done with Sheldon Kennedy and the amends he's made with Kyle Beach, I just can't support someone whose silence, along with others, resulted in a youth being sexually abused. Just because you make amends doesn't mean you should get one of the top jobs in the National Hockey League. So there's one of the opinions that have rolled in so far this morning. The fact that he has worked with Sheldon Kennedy and has made amends with Kyle Beach has won some other people over on some of it. Greg from Lacombe says, my thoughts of Stan Bowman definitely have changed after Sheldon Kennedy spoke on his behalf. My thoughts on why Edmonton sports teams seem to have to bring in every reclamation project have not changed. Greg from Lacombe, whose mom was laid to rest in Jasper. I'm gutted. Oh, man. Think about that. Like everybody who's passed away and been...
Lots of history.
Yeah, like
and
that's
stuff out there from a lot of
that's tough,
corners. Yeah,
man, these forest fires suck. The big one, like every single year, there's something devastating happening with forest fires. Not just in our province, but in BC as well. It's and everywhere. I mean, it's somebody in Illinois today texted in and was like, "Hey, the fires from out west and up in Alberta are like lighting up the sky in Illinois." Or Illinois, depending on if you're from there. So it's tough to see, man. It sucks. Absolutely sucks. Hopefully everybody got to safety at least. But still, that blows. Oh, by the way, shout out to the person who was on YouTube in Athens today.
Yeah.
We've got to put it on the
Georgia
map.
or Greece?
I don't think Athens, Georgia.
Home of the Bulldogs. Between the hedges.
I think it's probably Greece. Although they said it's hot. It'll be hot in Georgia, too. You know what? We'll put both of them on the map. Cover them both. We'll never know.
Big day for Zach.
Yeah, big day for Zach to come today. All right, let's get into 3 questions too many. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a liner for the segment?
Yes, I do. 3 questions too many. Brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and their dealer principal, Mitch Lewicki, who's tuning into the show today to hear the Ocon replacing Magnussen talk for Haas F1. Park Mazda, your dealer for
Is
life.
that a thing? Say this again.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you the report here. Well,
Esteban
2 hours,
Ocon's going to Haas?
2 hours ago, yes, and I just want to get this right, from Kannapolis, North Carolina, Esteban Ocon will drive for Haas from next season as a replacement for Kevin Magnussen, the F1 team announced earlier today. Do with that what you will.
Interesting.
Maybe the judge can chime in prior to the takes today on that one. I'm sure he'll have a...
yeah, he probably
He'll
will
be
want to talk about
opinionated on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a Twitter account?
I do. It's at Lieutenant_Eric, to which I've been dishing out some CFL fantasy questions this morning. Also, if you had first overall selection in a draft of movie props, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of people kind of, going there where they want and letting us know.
I snuck in
terms of the prosthetics, the sports. So, yeah, lots of stuff going on. And then I tweeted out, and I haven't really seen anybody suggest, probably won't get picked, but you never know, the Nick Papagiorgio ID on the Vegas Strip. Hey,
Nick
what a prop.
Papagiorgio ID.
What are we taking? I just told her. A boy on the town, and
that's a good one.
It's great. Could even be a MacGuffin, really, because he gets the idea to win the car. Like his whole story arc is based off getting that.
But isn't
idea.
a MacGuffin something that everybody's searching for at the end of the movie?
Is like the MacGuffin definition is pretty vague. No, like it's just an important prop that if you take it out of the script, the movie doesn't go to way.
Is that what it is?
Maybe not.
Changing 200.
Oh, Trev,
just as we're talking Vegas vacation too, I love it.
Trev, you're getting pretty good.
You like
at paying attention. You know?
Oh, thank you.
All right, the draft is coming up. The draft of movie props. Tommy Gazzola has the first pick. Yeah. Does he go with what appears to be a consensus number 1 in the lightsaber, or does he go to his heart and take Proton Pack way too early?
Or does he get the pick taken from him due to being late to the draft? That's also, you can't rule that out, right? That could be a story. And don't forget as well, you'll have your preamble with Iwonic.
Yeah, you got pre-interviews with Iwonic.
So,
his Brian Williams.
It's so good. Like it's almost one of the highlights of the draft now that he does those. And he said yesterday, he goes, I don't want to know anything because I want to ask the questions. Like he's genuinely curious. And he doesn't want to know any backstory. Yeah.
Let's be honest. Iwonic loves being a part of the draft still, especially in that role.
You offer him that chance, he's taking it off. He's snapping your arm off.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's get into question number 1. Guys, how long do you think it will take for people to move on from the Bowman discussion?
Once the puck drops, I think in sports too, things happen off the playing surface. Once you get playing again, I mean, the cup chase returns. That's all on. Obviously, players will return, as Trev said too. Initial skates. I don't know if they're doing captains, but whatever, training camps. That type of
there
thing.
will still have to be that discussion.
You go through the process, but once that's done, okay, you're not asking these questions all season long, so you do have to take these step by step, and the players will get addressed, all that, yeah. But once the puck drops and the Oilers go out and win their first 6 games in a row, I mean, it'll be pretty quiet. Albeit the texter did mention today, and I can't remember who it was, but getting the team cap compliant. I mean, there is work to do still. I know we're all awaiting a Draisaitl extension as well, so maybe that shuts things up as well. I mean, that would be the granddaddy of them all to kind of...
No matter what they say, I will never believe that Stan Bowman had any impact on the upcoming Draisaitl contract.
It's a welcome to the org gift.
Yeah.
Here you go.
That is,
file it.
It's a brilliant... Look, man, I thought the Oilers handled the availability brilliantly yesterday.
Compared to what they've done in the past.
And I don't want anybody in the organization to think that this is a shot at them, because if I was in PR, I would have done the exact same thing. But they schedule the event during Specs Media Classic, or his golf tournament, charity tournament. It's a great tournament. I've played in it a bunch of times. But Spec and a bunch of the other guys were over there, didn't make the availability. Rashog's on vacation, so he couldn't make the availability. They set up Stoff for a real nice
They
first
knew we had a
question
staff meeting yesterday too, so that kind of mixes everything up. I mean,
pretty sure we didn't factor into it. But I thought they did a really good job trying to put Bowman in. They brought in Sheldon Kennedy. I thought they did a very good job putting him in a good spot to get this thing started, knowing that there would be a ton of backlash on it as well.
And in Stan's case, I think he handled himself pretty good up there as well in speaking and everything. Everything else aside, just him up there and talking. And
I absolutely hate what happened. I thought he was genuine yesterday in what he had to say. I still don't know why he had to be the guy for the organization. But, I mean, 780-218-9999.
I was expecting a worse presser. Fair?
Yeah.
Just given how pressers have gone and naming these roles in the past.
There have been some sketchy ones.
Yeah.
That's for sure. All right, question number 2. I mean, as far as, I guess quickly from me, people moving on from the Bowman discussion, there will be some people who never move on from it.
Yep.
There'll be some people who partially move on from it. There will be others who, as soon as he trades for a right shot D-man, they won't care that he was ever even in Chicago. So, I mean, it really is sort of a individual to individual discussion on that one.
But also the thoughts on Jackson as well. As Roy Keane says, I was praising Jackson and he has a shoulders emoji. I mean, Stan Bowman in his defense too. I mean, we're all taking this job if it's offered to you, right? But it's the decision to hire him, right? You can't really fault Stan Bowman.
I'm not blaming him for taking the cushiest gig in the National Hockey League.
You give it to me, I'll take it any day.
You're the GM of the Edmonton Oilers, and technically you don't even have to approve,
regardless of my drafting history,
the hard decisions.
Yeah. So
Sacticum, that is a sick tie-dyed T-shirt, buddy. Did you make that yourself? No. Looks like you did.
Trippy.
Is there a sticker on there too? Hey, Trev, put this on a 2-shot. Zach, come in here. Show everybody your shirt today.
My fit's amazing.
There you go. Yeah, fit check.
Turn around. Do a spin.
Fit check. He's got UFC shorts on with a tie-dye shirt. If this guy, I don't know what they call it. Don't let people call it. This guy is dripping right now.
He's got some drip, I think it is.
He is the drippiest guy I've ever seen in my entire life.
You left your glasses here too last night, my man. They're on the right. Yeah.
How'd you see all day?
How'd you get here?
I had a migraine anyway.
Well, you probably wouldn't have a migraine if you had your glasses on.
I had it before.
Oh, okay.
It's the glasses that cause the migraine.
Good to see you're back to normal, Zacticum. All right, question number 2. Guys, on a scale of 1 to 10, how deep is the draft today?
15.
Yeah, remember when we were like, should we go 20 rounds? I've got 115 picks laid out. It's only an 80 pick draft.
And most categories, as you mentioned, you do require just one, to which I have maybe 10. So you can also add those to the open. So it should be deep. But again, are you going to be drafting for your roster strength, or with such a deep draft and the categories just having the one, you can really kind of screw other people's presumptive picks. I mean,
Like, let's
why
just-
not if Tommy's for hypothetical? And I don't want to. I know he might be listening, but say he takes the Ecto 1. You don't put it in your vehicle. You put it in your open or something like that,
no,
right?
what you do here is just screw him. Because remember when we did vehicle draft, somebody took Ecto 1 early and he took Ecto 1A in the last round.
So you got to go for the stack there.
Brutal.
Hey, that's your 4-5 swing.
No.
1 and 1A.
I'll take Ecto 1 and Ecto 1A. And then just look at Tommy.
Tommy
like
just
this.
melts.
What do you think about that, Tommy? But no, like, let's say some of the stronger categories. Like, let's say, because the hat category isn't super deep.
What gave you the most? Yeah.
So
what
if
gave you the most
the
difficulty
hat
then?
category was
Yeah.
the toughest one for me.
Yeah.
So if you take, this is an easy one. I'm not going to say any of my other hats, but Indiana Jones's hat and put it in your open category, and then take the next best hat and put it in your hat category.
You can get some
Everyone
strength
else
there.
is kind of screwed.
Yeah.
So I also don't like the fact that I'm going to have to be flipping 2 sheets today. Usually it's all on 1 sheet, but I got so many things that it's on 2 sheets today.
Now I chose my seat. Have we all chosen our seats
We haven't
yet?
chosen seats yet.
that'll
You
go
got
in
yours,
your
and I guess
yeah,
we'll
yeah,
just go.
Yeah. Well, that's
Blue
very
Guy, I'll have
exciting.
second pick
Yeah.
of seats. I'll have third pick of seats, and then Tommy Gazzola. I'm going to get right next to Tommy so I can tickle him right before picks.
I need this to be
Anyway,
happening.
I also think it's a 15. It's a very deep draft. Very deep draft.
And of course, the free agent list, as always, will probably be the best one. As with these drafts, I mean,
Well,
what's going to be left on the board will be interesting.
It's too late to suggest it now, but I think we should go 25 rounds.
Flexing in.
I could still do it. I could still go. I guarantee when we're done today, I'll have 30 more sitting on my list.
It's almost like the MLB draft. You watch the important part of. Now it's going to continue on Twitter.
This
for
draft
the
is
next
actually
5 days.
finishing Friday night at the Nasty Bash. Question number 3. What are you guys most excited about for the Nasty Bash tomorrow night?
Well, it's the one thing that I really took away from last year's Nasty Bash is watching Nasties put on their little name tag and roam around half cut.
We gotta pick
bumping
up
into
name
people.
tags still.
That brought a tear to my eye. It was just a cute, innocent exercise to where, hey, you're so and so, and you're this guy from that place, and then hugs and everything like that. So just people meeting people. It's always good. Of course, the St. Albert Rugby and Football Club, a grand place. That it's like a Taj Mahal of pubs and that type of thing. I
Real
really
nice.
love it there. It knocks it out of the park in terms of what I like in a pub.
It's a great place to stand or sit and drink.
I also like Fergie's Prostate hosting a party. I think he's a great host.
Yes.
He revels the role, enjoys the role. Hopefully he'll be piping us in again like last year. So I mean, those are just a couple things there. The Guinness as well.
We obviously have the big announcement. I'm very excited about that. It's a game changer for Edmonton sports talk, and I think overall the sports scene in this city.
Announcement of the summer.
It's by far the announcement of the summer. I'm also excited to see guys I don't have a chance to see very often, like outside of all the nasties, like your brother.
Yeah,
Ryan
right.
Mai,
Yeah.
Mark Majot, Corey Graham, Dahmer from the Elks is coming. I don't know if Hernan's coming.
Dahmer's, is he biking?
I hope
He has
so.
to wear the helmet all night if
I
that's
hope
the case.
so.
Yeah.
Do you know if Nance was coming?
I could see him kind of like
I hope
sliding in there.
Hernan's popping by. And Hernan will roll in and be like, I'm not having anything to drink.
Yeah. I'll
And
get a
then
warm arm on my shoulder.
45 minutes later, Hernan's just like, oh my God, I miss you guys.
Big glass of wine.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Rip City Step. If Dusty starts tickling EST employees, HR Daddy is going to be busy.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Tommy Gazzola, I won't tickle you at the draft today. All right. Unless it's in the contract. Maybe it's in Tommy's contract that I can indeed tickle him.
50 tickles per year.
I've been saving them up just for this draft. 780-218-9999, or you can hit us up in the nasty chat as well. And we'll get to a few more of those as we work our way through the rest of the show. We mentioned this a little bit earlier, but Edmonton Sports Talk is hiring. We're looking for another junior producer and possibly a midday host. So, as I said earlier, if you're working in the mainstream media right now, I'm giving you about 24 to 36 months. So you might want to branch out, reach out to us, business at edmontonsportstalk.com. That's business at edmontonsportstalk.com. Fire your resume, your cover letter. Looking for maybe a midday host and another junior producer.
About 5'10".
We can come up with a clever nickname for.
$1.75. And if you know anybody, pass along the documents as well. And
If you have people who
an
have
idea, say, hey, check this out.
Or you have buddies who might have taken broadcasting or whatever.
Yep.
Or If you're my buddy Boom listening in Weyburn and you want to move to Edmonton, let's make that happen.
Surprised he hasn't applied yet.
Man, that would be something else. I don't even think I could do it. Sorry, Boom. I love you, but not here. Scalding hot takes coming up around 8:45. We will get to That Hurts at 8:30 today. That'll circle back around to the one element of the decision yesterday to hire Bowman that a lot of people are. Okay, so this is interesting. I wonder if there are more people like this. And thank you for the text. 780-218-9999. Hey, just chiming in on the Stan Bowman bit. I'm a season seat holder, and I know I'm not going to get over this. I contacted my seat rep yesterday to see if I can cancel my tickets and get my money back. I realize it's likely someone else will fill the seats, but at least I can spend several grand somewhere else. The dude does not abide. So there you go. There's one person that called yesterday and is trying to get their money back for their tickets. And they might not have been the only one. That being said, and this person knows it, somebody else will buy those tickets.
Well, money talks, and we ran the bit of the presser this morning discussing Jeff Jackson and the fans, and paraphrasing, but not really caring, what the opinion is. They're running a business, fans have their thoughts, and that's fine, but I mean, you speak with your money. You don't have to renounce your fandom. You can still continue cheering for the Oilers. I mean, that's one and fine thing. But if they're not going to listen to your tweets and words, maybe you send the message with the money. Money does communicate a lot more than words and feelings and thoughts. So if that's the way the dude wants to go, you can do that and still be an Oilers fan from afar.
780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Rip City Step is in and says, do you guys need like a 5-minute show that airs at midnight that just talks about Lou Dort?
The Dort Report. Rip City
coming
Step.
Coming up at midnight.
Weeknights.
12:05. The Dort Report with Rip City Step.
Brought to you by...
Let's get to a couple more text messages on... Actually, you know what? Let's save these because there's some good text messages rolling in here on the Bowman conversation. And we'll get to those after a sports update with Lieutenant Eric. We've got That Hurts, and we've got Scalding Hot Takes still to come as well. You send the link to Gager today? Oh, no, I didn't. Yeah, you better send the link to Gager. We're going to need him to judge Scalding Hot Takes today.
And the Ocon news. I mean,
well, we have to obviously get into any
we'll
sort
do
of
the takes
any sort of driver
time.
movement. Yeah. All right, let's get to your sports update with Lieutenant Eric.
Heavyweight tilt to kick off Week 8 in the Canadian Football League tonight as the Montreal Alouettes host the Rough Riders. Both teams entering tonight's play at 5-1. The Elks, they're back home looking for their first win of the season. They'll host the Ticats Sunday afternoon. On the diamond, the Riverhawks will have the day off. They're 2.5 games back of first place Wenatchee, and that's the team they'll welcome in next to open a 3-game series tomorrow night from Remax Field. Last night, it was the Hawks and Nanaimo Night Owls playing a doubleheader as Edmonton took Game 1 7-1 while dropping Game 2 12-1. Doubleheader as well up in Fort Mac last night as the Giants sweep aside the Prospects 3-2 and 7-3. Prospects back on the diamond tonight. They're in Brooks to battle the Bombers. Jays, they double up the visiting Rays 6-3. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. going yard for the 5th time in 6 games. The rubber match will go this afternoon at 1:07. Chris Bassett scheduled to start for the Bluebirds.
The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
.31. Dustin Nielson and Lieutenant Eric with the Nielson Show, brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Closer than you think since 1983. Short drive out to Fort Sask is worth it to find the best deal, the best price. Your go-to dealership for Silverado 1500s and heavy duties. 0% financing available on select models. See dealer for details. SouthFortChev.com. And they've got that employee pricing on right now, up to $18,000 off select models. So we can certainly get into that. We're going to get to that hurts coming up. Then we'll get to scalding hot takes. Look at Gager's already locked and loaded. He's ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
Does anybody judge as well as this guy? All rise. Gage will be by in just a minute as we dive into scalding hot takes today. YouTube Trev is the defending champion. Your text messages to 780-218-9999. And there's been a bunch that have rolled in today on the Stan Bowman and have things changed since the press conference yesterday. That hurts. Let's get to that hurts right now because it's all going to tie into that part of the conversation. That hurts is brought to you by the personal injury lawyers over at SB LLP. Accidents happen every single day, but many of you too overwhelmed to get what you deserve. Seek the legal advice that you need. Hogwash. It's hogwash. Go to sb-llp.com, click on personal injury, or call 780-438-5281. They'll look after it for you. No need to feel shame. Let SBLLP handle the claim. They've got the experience to gather the evidence, advance your claim, and get you bank, bro. SB-LLP.com.
What a drip.
Thanks, man. I am pretty drippy myself.
To put a bucket under you here.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Because of all the drips. I get it. All right. You know what hurts? Is that the last 24 hours have had to happen. You know, like
you can't go around it. You got to go through it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's not that it's not that people will hate this decision for the rest of days. Not everybody. Some people will. The guy who just gave up his season tickets will. But the fact that Jeff Jackson and the Oilers had done everything right this offseason, and then to put the spotlight on themselves in the league fashion that they did negatively because of they're the team that decided to hire this guy and were probably wanting to hire him while he was still not able to be hired in the National Hockey League. It just hurts, I think, for Oilers fans who are like, damn, like everything was going well and now we have to be the team that has this discussion. That's got to hurt. Like, I mean, for you real Oilers fans, let us know whether you agree with the decision or not. Did it hurt that your team is now going to be the butt end of every joke from all the other teams for the rest of the summer? Did it hurt that you had to listen to all of us have this conversation yesterday? Because I feel like it probably did. What do you think, Greg?
I just think the free agency, right? Jeff Jackson comes in free agency. We talk about analytics. Like this organization kind of frozen in the past, some would say. You began to see a bit of a thawing out. And we're doing. You're not losing a deal. You're getting this for that. Like I think the moves that 2J was making weren't moves that we were so traditionally used to in the past with Holland. I mean, you can go down the line.
Doing all the great things that they can never do.
But they bring in a guy like Parkatti, and I know the analytics crowd, and it's, okay, maybe, so dawning of a new day. You're getting guys on a value, you're getting guys on this and that, and you're kind of like, okay, well, maybe this organization now off the ice has turned a bit of a corner in terms of how they build a roster, how they, pro scouting, that type of thing. All of these things that were kind of, let's face it, jokes around the league when it came to this organization, doing things an old-fashioned way in terms of management. And I think 2J comes in, young guy, player agent, he's got the thick-rimmed glasses, and everybody's like, oh, cool. This is the dawning of a new day. Deals-wise, they're not going to be screwed anymore. You're not going to have to overpay. You're not going to have to. So that work alone was something that you thought maybe this organization was turning a corner. Is Bowman an heavy analytic? Like, is he subscribed to the book of analytics? Does he keep an eye on it? Is he all eye test? Like, is there any sort of ruling here on that?
I know this might hurt some, but I don't care.
I get it, but I think a lot of people out there like that. Yeah. That is important for some of them. So maybe. You kind of thought that this organization was turning a corner into more of a modern way of managing a team. I don't know if this gets them off on the other track or not, but yeah, I mean, you built up some good stock. And as I said earlier, I don't think you can fault too much Stan Bowman yesterday taking the job. We'd all accept it. But Jeff Jackson and the decisions he made, this, again, was his decision. So, yeah, for everything he did and the players he's brought in and the management style that he's kind of used to get those players and build this roster to this point, not all undone yesterday by any means, but, yeah, it's a bit of a step back and a step forward and 2 steps back. Just vibes wise. Again, drop the puck, win first 6 games, nobody cares.
780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Guys, I have to get this out there and off my chest about Bowman. It's easy for all these critical people to look back and judge as Monday morning quarterbacks without actually having been in the situation. You're in the middle of the Stanley Cup. You have information that is somewhat unclear, and you're the GM with piles of pressure and people around you. Not condoning what was or was not done, but it's easy to sit on a high horse today, look back, judge, and say, I wouldn't have done that. Really? Would you? Not condoning it, but tired of people saying that they're morally superior when they've been in the spot. Sean, the 8th skater on a 7th skater night. Good handle. I mean, I would like to think that if I knew somebody in my company here was being sexually abused by another person that worked in the company, I'd like to think that I'd bloody well do something about it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't want to sit on my high horse here. But, I mean...
How high is the horse, I guess, in this question? Because, yeah.
Well, you can't... There's a real good buzz around Edmonton Sports Talk right now. Everything's trending in the right direction. Mm-hmm. But Lieutenant Eric's diddling Zacticum. And I know about it. And I'm going to sit here and go, well, what's most important is the success of the bloody company. Give me a break. Give me a break. I'm sorry. And, he's gone through all the process. I get all that. I get it. Give him credit for everything that he's done. But don't sit here and go, are you sure we wouldn't have made the same decision? Yeah. Morally, I'm telling you, I wouldn't have made the same damn decision. So, disagree.
And I think your boy Barron here has a good point. I think whenever you get an argument with another sports fan and he's talking from an Oilers point of view, this is always going to get thrown back in your face and you're not going to have any response because it's valid. Fans are on the front line when it comes to trolling and all this. Now you have to go out there and defend it, the actions of your organization, which is not always an easy thing to do, wearing the emblem.
I'm so fired up that somebody would think that if you were in the same spot, would you allow the rape to continue? Yeah, sorry, man. I wouldn't. I'm sorry, I wouldn't. I can only answer for myself. I wouldn't. Anyway, the part that I really wanted to get to with that hurts is the fact that the Oilers can only do this because they don't care about what you think. And that is not just an Oilers. This is not just an Oilers criticism. This is a sports fans or sports organization, sports culture criticism. It is such a one-way street for sports fans and their teams. It always has. It always will be. Nothing will change. Some of you were absolutely furious about this yesterday. Oilers don't care. Cleveland Browns fans would have gone, how many female Cleveland Browns fans do you think were sitting out there going, you can't have Deshaun Watson be your bloody quarterback? Oh, actually, here's the biggest deal in NFL history. Because they don't care. Because there's still so many people that are going to continue to cheer for them. There's so many businesses that are going to continue to support them that they don't care. In the end, your team doesn't care about you. And I think that's got to hurt for sports fans everywhere.
You're a customer. You're not a supporter. Bottom line. It's all about the money. And you said I think, in the past, certainly, I mean, before contracts and everything, I mean, you could kind of argue that players were paid on the level that people that go watch them and everything, and it was kind of all grassroots and kumbaya, but, as businesses succeed and grow, and it turns into this beast. That is a money-making machine. Customer, not a supporter.
780-218-9999 is where you can chime in. Gager has been waiting, so we're going to get into scalding hot takes here today. Let's see what we got here. Scalding hot takes. It's been a while since I got to run the old board over here for hot takes. Yeah, show us the mitt. Show us the mitt, man. All right, hot takes bed. Perfect. Scalding hot takes. Let's do it. Trev, so you are the defending champion. So you will get to go first. You haven't had the leadoff spot in quite some time. Congratulations on that. It's a rare spot for you to be in here today. Very rare.
Not too much pressure on the...
Yeah. Are you feeling pressure at all in this situation?
There's a lot of pressure today.
Of course it is. Yes.
Obviously, I want to do something significant. I don't think I will. It looks like LT and Dusty came to play today. Got your honor, and he usually likes their takes a lot. So we'll see. But yeah,
the role reverse psychology. We're all gamesmanship right now. I love it.
Let's just go. Let's get this thing going.
There's Gager. We can't get into Scalding Hot Takes just yet. What do we have to talk about, Lieutenant Eric? Esteban Ocon.
I mean, I don't want to give away too much of my takes right now, but yeah, Ocon going to Haas, Magnussen out. Thoughts?
Had to be done. I think with Ollie, the Bearman coming in, a little bit more experienced driver with a rookie. Can't have two rookies like they had before.
Bearman. Everybody's excited for him, aren't they?
The Bearman.
The Bearman.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Wasn't too excited. Wasn't too excited to join the team. So, but that's a discussion for another day.
Gager, I don't know if you guys would have talked about this on Monday or Friday when you're in for me, but if you had the first pick in today's draft, what do you draft?
Yeah, Eric and I were talking about this for a while. It's hard after the announcement that the Indiana Jones hat went for like $500,000. I mean, Harrison Ford has some iconic. He's been part of some iconic memorabilia from movies, but I still think it's lightsaber.
Yeah, I still think it's probably lightsaber as well.
And once
you got Trev a little treat
and a little food too.
Oh, God. Glue Guy brought us all breakfast. What a time to be alive.
What a Glue Guy move.
This is great.
Let's Glue Guy.
All right, let's get into it. Scalding Hot Takes, brought to you by Claiborne Services. They're hiring all positions, including journeyman bricklayers and apprentices of all levels. Like if you want to get your foot in the door, now is the time. Take advantage of their outstanding mentorship program and work with peace of mind knowing that they're an industry leader in safety. Visit www.claiborneservices.com or make it easy and give Jeff a call at 780-910-6728. And you can just text Jeff too. Jeff's an AM nasty, just like all of you. So fire Jeff a text and be like, hey, Jeff, it's Gord in St. Albert. Can I have a job? Hey, it's Renee. And Jeff will probably say yes. 780-910-6728. All right, here we go. You will go first, Trev. Lieutenant Eric, you'll go second. I got the hammer today. Let's see what we got for Scalding Hot Takes, brought to you by Claiborne Services.
Let's go.
Time now for Scalding Hot Takes.
Stan Bowman is the perfect hire.
Careful, that takes hot.
Can't spell Stanley Cup without Stan.
Hot take alert.
The smoke in the area is coming from the ears of the Oilers PR staff.
The hottest of takes.
If I knew Zacticum gave so much head, I would have brought him with me to the Riverhawks game.
Wow, scalding hot take.
Given the events of yesterday, I now fully know the true meaning of golf tournaments.
Careful, that takes hot.
If the Oilers were Mike Myers' career, yesterday was the love guru.
That's a hot take.
The LeBron James-led squad will get bronze at this year's Olympics.
No chance.
The hottest of takes.
Since we are paying for the new Calgary Arena, can I claim it on my tax return?
Wow, scalding hot take.
For the first time all season, the Elks won't be taking the biggest L in the city this week.
Careful, that takes hot.
If Stan Bowman trades the Nurse contract, everyone will love him.
Hot take alert.
Why does the new Calgary Arena have to have a roof? Not like they have anything to hang from it.
That's a hot take.
Hopefully the Oilers don't interrupt today's movie prop draft by trading for Carter Hart.
Wow, scalding hot take.
For once, I wanted Spectre to ask some questions.
Careful, that takes hot.
Esteban Ocon replacing Kevin Magnussen at Haas, which means Magnussen should get a second chance at Red Bull.
Hot take alert.
If Stan Bowman pretends the Darnell Nurse contract never happened, do you think it'll go away?
That's a hot take.
All right, there you go. That's Scalding Hot Takes for Claiborne Services.
No contest.
The commission's here. The commission's here. She's saying no contest. She's making the call. Gager. What's that, Manny? I just said, Quint's here saying something.
She did walk in halfway through, though. You missed kind of.
This is our show.
Did she hear mine?
You missed the good stuff, eh?
All right, Gager, it's your call, buddy, when it's all said and done. What do you got?
This was a very close once again, but the mitt is on the move to Lieutenant Eric.
Oh! Oh! Lieutenant Eric
LT
unites them. Boom! Lieutenant Eric takes it home.
Good job.
Gager, what was it? What's the difference?
I gave him some half marks, obviously going to the love of the judge again.
Oh no, that F1. Don't tell me the F1 take took
I
it.
flexed that in there last second.
It was so close that it can come down to this. I really liked Trev's first take coming out of the gates hot with, but you finished really strong, Dusty, in this one. The Elks. Not taking the biggest loss this week. Fantastic take. I tried to control myself and be professional as possible during that one, but great job, you guys. I can't wait for the draft. I'll have it on the big screen.
Who you picking to win the draft?
Ooh. Dusty, you have a unique ability to cater to the fans with your picks. There is a love in the city. You are definitely not the Stan Bowman of the draft normally when you take part of it. I'm going with you for sure.
Well, we'll see. Now the pressure's on. Now I got to do that low tide thing when Tide's always like, well, nobody will vote for me. We'll see how it goes. Gager, good stuff, buddy. I'll talk to you on Two Guys today. We got a few things to discuss.
We might, yeah.
There you go. It's Joaquin Gage, our judge on Scalding Hot Takes. Scalding Hot Takes brought to you by Clayburn Services. There's a vibe around the building right now. We're all here except Tommy. He's on the clock.
I said, yeah.
Tommy's on the clock right now.
And again, there should be a bit of a penalty if Iwanic's got to wait for the interview.
That's up to the commission.
Yeah, I know, but
that's not us.
I'm just putting it out there.
It's up to the commission.
Put it out there.
To penalize Tommy if he's late for the draft. Just saying. That's your job. He's got 12 minutes. He's got 12 minutes.
Schedule here.
I haven't even seen the wrench in the nasty chat today.
Yeah, right, hey?
All right? You never know. He's probably prepping last second. Tommy woke up this morning and was like, well, better start prepping for the draft.
What is a McGuffin? He takes a bacon and egg, hey? In that slot?
Oh, that was good. 780-218-9999.
Yeah, it's getting wild over there now, hey? We are rocking. I thought Trev, though, had the best takes.
What do you mean?
We dress up hot takes. Let's
I thought it was a real strong day today,
bastardized the
man,
process like we usually include like burns and stuff, but you just had like matter of fact like.
Oh, thank you.
Stan Bowman's good. Like,
yeah,
and
one right off the top. That was a good one.
It's just plain and simple. And
I
punchy.
butchered the delivery on the Zacticum one, but I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, I thought it was pretty tight today.
We all did really good.
It was a
we all brought it.
We've had weaker days
for sure, but I think we all brought it today.
Yeah. Is Tommy close?
He's on his way. Which
let's see here. 8:49. I'm on my way.
What does that mean?
Quinn replies and says, "Well, I would hope so." I think Tommy's going to be cutting it close. If he's not through that door by 9 o'clock, is there a sanction dropped on the guy the first overall pick?
You go to any other draft, are we waiting?
I mean, just in general, he should show up to work on time. But on draft day, I mean, you should definitely do it.
I want you texting me every day. I'm on my way.
Every day. The wrench. He's coming in hot. He's coming in hot. All right, let's get into the wrap today for William Huff. If you want your business to look as good as ours, get it done at William Huff. You don't know it because it doesn't show up in all those pictures from the 50s. But these guys were wrapping things like crazy back then, too. They've been doing it since 1952.
Oh, geez.
WilliamHuff.com. We're going to be putting some more work on Bruce's table here with the EST expansion coming
busy
down
boy.
the pipe,
Might have to dial up that dream team again, hey?
Oh, God, love the dream team. Love the dream team. All right. What did we learn on the show today, guys?
Waddell on Line A trade talks. He would like a fresh start someplace.
Oh, wow.
So what does that
mean?
mean?
I haven't known that for 4 months.
What is someplace and what does fresh start mean? So
I know Huss said on Winnipeg Sports Talk 2 days ago they were diving into the bring Line A back conversation.
There's smoke there, hey?
So maybe that's a thing.
Yeah, you grow up, hey? He was there when he was young. You go out in the world, then you return home. Prodigal son.
780-218-9999. Brandon from Windsor says, hands down, the best hot takes ever, but a dusty screw job.
I see.
I honestly, deep down inside, I did think I might take it.
Start calling Gager Vince.
Trev, you learned anything on the show today? No?
Drawing a blank here. No.
Well, people agree with you on your video beef.
Oh, I learned that people
You got a
agree
lot
with
of
me.
support on the video beef, buddy.
Yeah. So I learned that people agree with me sometimes. So that's nice. Sometimes.
T-Mac the rugby guy says William Huff did all of Goldie Wilson's campaign posters. Goldie Wilson, classic Back to the Future reference.
Swooping in for that A&W here.
You know what?
I love it.
Yeah, that might be it. That might be it. Sound of the day today. You know what? Let's run back the Vladdy thing. I mean, if it gets flagged once, who cares if it gets flagged twice? Let's do it.
How you like me now? 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 Hey, where'd you get that body from? Where'd you get that body from? Where'd you get that body from? I got it.
Push it down the left field line. Gone! There it is, right there.
I got it. I got it. Hey, where'd you get that body from? I got it from my
Vlad, 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 Vlad. Come on, Trev. Vlad, 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 Vlad. Oh, Vladdy Guerrero Jr. home run song. A tradition unlike any other.
Get him in while you still can, eh?
That'd be sad.
Trade deadline next week?
That'd be a sad
Just
day.
saying.
Very sad day. All right, let's get to your text of the day today. We did have some good text messages roll in when we were talking about the Demarcus Christmas sack call. But I think the one we ended up coming up with was texted in, was it? The ho, ho, ho?
No, that was just you on the spot here.
Yeah.
and it was nice. It wasn't too complicated.
Ho, 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 a sack for Christmas. That's going to be real nice. God, I hope he gets one. I hope he gets one.
But when you do the whole, you got to really kind of go Saint Nick. You got to,
ho,
like we know you can.
A sack for Christmas, boys and girls. Text of the day today for A&W. Visit A&W and come chill your thirst with the new frozen A&W root beer, made with natural cane sugar, natural flavors, and blended with ice. And the most refreshing part, for limited time, when you buy any size frozen A&W root beer, you get a second frozen A&W root beer for free. Double the flavor, double the chill, double the joy for one delicious price at A&W. I'm going to go with it. T-Mac the rugby guy.
I love it. Swooping in.
William Huff did all of Goldie Wilson's campaign posters. Throwback to Back to the Future, because that's how long William Huff has been around. Now, with that being said, in 1955, Goldie Wilson was nothing more than a server at the cafe. But he was the mayor in 1985.
How heavy will we be going to the future here? How
did you do the heavy thing on purpose?
Oh yeah,
that's something they would always say in the movie. I didn't know you knew great Back to the Future references.
You borrowed me the DVD set.
I did. Trev, have you seen Back to the Future?
Not since I was like 10, maybe.
It's understandable.
But are you going to be?
Never really did it for me.
Are you going with your heart here? Are you going to be drawing from that well quite a bit?
I don't know. We'll see.
Like there's a lot that you can take.
I could take 9 things from Back to the Future.
Sure.
I think there's probably a first round grade on the DeLorean.
Yep. The hover flying board thing.
I mean, that would probably go first 3-4 rounds.
Yep.
The cool shoes.
Cool shoes. I like Marty's red vest.
The guitar that he plays.
There's a lot that you could go with. For prosthetics, you could do when Doc Brown in Back to the Future 2 takes his face off. He's like, I wasn't sure you'd recognize me, Marty. And he takes it off. That's a lot of fun, too.
If you select that, though, you'd have to do the scene. Just to kind of...
I'll have to do it. Yeah, that's...
hammer home the point.
That's a good idea. If you have not yet secured a spot in the Nasty Bash, but you would like to join us, Fergie's Prostate's going to have that 6 o'clocker lager ready for purchase. The Birdie Booze is going to be flowing like salmon on the Capistrano. Do you have any Dumb and Dumber?
They make the list. There are. Oh, actually, that's a film too. That would Cam Neely count as a prop?
Yeah. No, I don't think humans can be props.
It's kind of prosthetic.
I was thinking about Doug from The Hangover as a MacGuffin because they were looking for him the entire
pops
time.
Up on lists. Yeah, it's all centered around that.
But
you're right.
He's a human, so I don't think that'll work.
What about the birdie from PD and 4C? That could be it.
No comment. I told you I have 115 things listed.
Hey, why don't you eat up and I'll tell you.
Pretty bird. Pretty bird. Petey. Did you sell the boy our headless bird? I took care of it hair.
Where does piss in a beer bottle show up on your list?
It's
The boy's
not
been
on there.
knocking back some of that campus cop medicine, have you?
Oh, it's gonna be
I mean,
a good
we were
draft
talking about
today.
hats too. There you go.
Yeah, this draft is gonna be interesting. Tommy is less than 3 minutes away from not making it before the start of the draft.
I mean,
holy smokes.
he's on his way.
Can you believe this? 780-218-9999.
I guess the briefcase is well in Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, that's a good one.
I mean, as far as
That's
MacGuffins
what they-
go
yeah,
too.
as far as MacGuffins
Samsonite, Swami, Swimmy, Samsonite,
It's
right?
just
Like,
a IOU when it's all said and done. 250,000. That's a good one. Trevor, you seen Dumb and Dumber?
Yes, I have.
I just keep asking you that all the time now.
I've watched Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
It's been a while for that one, but grown up. I mean,
Cult
how could I
classic,
not?
yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, Nico's dad says, guys, what about Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's as a prop? He was dead, and they moved him around the whole time.
yeah, somebody said you looked
Trev,
like
you
that when
seen
you were in
Weekend
those
at Bernie's?
sunglasses, eh?
Never even heard of it, Dusty.
Okay, cool.
You had those shades on the. Yeah, that was at Kelly's the other night.
Yeah, I did
I
have
think
those
Jay
on.
said you looked
I like that. That's cool. Oh, man, you know what we didn't get to today? Philip Broberg expectations. Damn.
Well,
we were going to do Broberg expectations today. We totally forgot about it.
off season. What off season? I mean, leading into a nasty bash. I think that's a good.
That's definitely
chew on
one
that
thing.
tomorrow,
We can do
like
that
a
tomorrow.
Friday.
You know what? Tomorrow on the show, Broberg expectations. It's going to be huge. Going to be huge. Look at Brian Williams out there. He is ready to go. You just stretched. You just stretched
he
out.
said
eh?
he
Like,
looked like-
you're ready to interview people and stuff. It's great. Nobody's giving you what? Info on what? Oh, I have it all printed off for you. We'll get it to you. Yeah, there you go.
But he's purposely
Hey, the
not
best
asking.
in the biz. Don't need it before. You're pretty good at being fake Brian Williams. All right, the draft of movie props is coming up right here, and I guarantee only here on Edmonton Sports Talk. If you're watching over on YouTube, turn on the autoplay. That'll take you right on over to the Hangout. And that's where the draft will be happening, starting up here right away. I'll be back with the lock shop at 11. And then we'll have two guys and a goalie today at noon. More conversation on the Oilers' big decision yesterday. Thank you to all of you for chiming in with your text messages and your opinions on both sides of the conversation. Hopefully we managed to give you a little bit of a level-headed show on that bad boy today. Good luck in the draft, Rick.
Wrench, yeah, likewise.
It's 30 seconds away from 9 o'clock. Tommy still hasn't walked through that door.
Well, he impressed yesterday walking in when we all didn't think he would, so.
Matt, if you were commissioner still, would you lower a sanction on Tommy if he's not here by 9 o'clock?
Hypothetically.
Technically, he won't be late because there's a pregame show.
No, 9 o'clock.
Oh, commissioner with the
I mean, a
hammer
new
down.
commish. And she's dressed for business
I'm
today.
just saying technically,
Eh?
it's not late.
Yeah.
Technically,
He's late now. The hangout's supposed to start at 9. 3, 2. No!
Oh, no, wait.
No! You son of a
You
bee.
showman.
No, we were counting down to 9 o'clock. You walked in at 8:59:58. Oh my God.
This is gamesmanship here, eh?
Absolutely ridiculous. All right, that's going to do it for us for YouTube Trev and Lieutenant Eric. I'm Dustin Nielsen. Movie prop draft is coming up. We'll talk to you in just a couple minutes on the Hangout.